Hey everyone, and welcome back to Nat 20 Productions Edge of Legend for episode 17. First things out the gate, Ian has to take the night off. He's got some crazy life stuff happening, and he won't be able to join us tonight. However, everyone, please give a big hello, round of applause in the chat. Say hello to your new legendary. Say hello to Sam. Sam, wave for everyone. Hey! All right. Well, with
Hi,
that,
guys.
Yes, and with that, we're going to go straight into introductions, so we get to know a bit more about Sam, and as well as all the players that you do recognize, and we will roll from there. So very first off, Sam, please christen this bad boy with telling us who you are, what you're playing, what your pronouns are, and whatever little something extra you want to say about them.
Yes. Hello, I'm Sam Sterling. I'm playing a new barbarian character. She's a rock dwarf. Both her and my pronouns are she, her. And I'm real excited for you guys to meet her. That's all.
I am so excited myself. I cannot wait to see what crazy action and silly stuff, not just silly stuff, but amazing legendary stuff comes from you soon. So that being said, we're going to move it right back to my man, Michael Powell. Tell us who you are, who you play, and what your pronouns are.
I'm Michael Powell, and I play the fabulous Rufa, and he's a human investigator, and my pronouns are he, him, they, and them.
Excellent. Sidney, please tell us who you are, who you play, and what your pronouns are.
Hi, my name is Alona. Well, my name is Sidney, and then I play Alona, but we're the same person. It's fine. And she is a half-elf cloistered cleric, and her pronouns are she, her, same as mine.
Very, very nice. Kylie, please, same 3 questions.
Hi, I'm Kylie, or Kai, doesn't really matter at this point. I play Shionibus, the Elven Ranger, and we both go by she, her.
Awesome, awesome. My name is PJ Megaw. I am the GM of Nat 20 Productions and Edge of Legend, and my pronouns are he, him, and I'll be playing everything in between. So a quick recap for those that might not have gone to our YouTube page and seen the amazing recap that Ian put up, as well with the help of our editor and everyone. It's social media. I'm just rambling. Point is this. Last episode, they went to Fort Raggedy around the tip of Asher. They decided that they were going to swing through Asher and kind of do a crescent shape through Guts to kind of move through the land of Adelphon before they go out into the neutral territories below it. And when they got to Fort Raggedy, they realized things were a little crazy. The aforementioned civil war that Acadians tried to enforce in Asher with using magic, betrayal, and a whole bunch of other things, some 3 light years ago, let me rephrase that, 3 short years ago, has not left the minds of people of Fort Raggedy. So as much as they're being extremely nice and loving to everyone else, and Shionibus here goes to the fight pits to earn 30 experience for the group while punching out dudes' lights left and right, unfortunately they leave their Acadian friend alone, and some locals find him. They beat up Morel, and they throw him into the fight pit for Shionibus to, I guess, finish off. But the heroes were not having that, as that just ain't proper etiquette. So they send up a smoke fire, they get in their carriage, and they get out of Dodge while the getting is good. Now, I should say that through the entire campfire night before this moment, they were peppered by this paranoia that they were being watched, only to find out in the morning that whoever was watching them did not come back to their campsite. And now the heroes are back on the road again, and I believe we're going to be taking off exactly where we left, sometime down the road, as the Fort Raggedy of Asher vanishes in the distance. And once we have a small role play, I will open things up for the players to vote on where they go next. So without further ado, I think Mom has some words for her peoples.
At first, I would just like to say, out of character. I was gone for 1 episode! 1!
It's all Michael's fault.
City.
All Michael's fault. I take no responsibility.
And then getting back into what Alona was doing. So Alona wasn't in the war meeting because she was training with her new amazing god-appointed weapon, you know, the hand wraps of heavenly peace. of non-lethal damage and of loveliness. And so she was training with those. And so by the time she got on the wagon, she didn't really know what was going on, but she trusted her friends to do the right thing and make the right choices. Yeah, they were there in the camp, and then Alona decided to follow Shionibus into the fighting pit to make sure Shionibus didn't lose, her life because healer. We're making that canon. Alona cut back to wagon. This is wagon now. This is real time. They're driving away from the town, and Alona goes, Rufa?
Yes.
Did you just set fire to that entire town?
Oh, no. It wasn't a fire. It was a little smoke. Just a little smoke.
Oh, I see.
Rufa set no fire. Just smoke.
No? Just smoke?
Just smoke. Just smoke.
Are we sure about that?
Oh, yes. It was just a little bit of green wood, and it was in a canister. It was just smoke. No worries. No worry.
Oh, okay, cool. No smoke. Hi, Shionibus. So, would you like to explain any of your actions over the past 24 hours? Would you like to talk about that at all? Maybe discuss it a bit with the group?
Yeah, Rufa, I'm coming. And she's gonna climb through the easiest way to get out of the I assume it's like an overhang of the carriage, and like get to like the front where the horses are, and just like.
And then she turns to Woodward, who's not here and can't defend himself. She looks at him and she says, "And you, Mr. Nature Lover, Mr. I don't get involved in the conflicts of human beings. You. Hi. You went off the rails a little bit there, bud. Just a little bit. Just off the rails. Just a touch. Just a touch."
I guess I'm going to speak for Woodward. Ian, if you're watching, I'm sorry if I get your character wrong. But he kind of looks and goes, I think we need to agree to disagree on this. I think what I did was right by my book, but I could totally understand why it would be wrong in your book. And I'm just going to leave it there because I have no desire to capitulate a disagreement. I'm going to leave it.
Yes, Michael.
I was gonna say, as Rufa's like he's driving the carriage up front, and as soon as Shionibus comes up and sits down, he just looks over and goes, "Yep."
Okay, so to make this more awkward, you start hearing this. How do I put this? You start hearing this delirious, punch-drunk voice in the back of the carriage go, "I think they were very fast, nice, fast people." And you see Morel kind of holding his swelling face, and he goes, "Oh, Shionibus. Oh, thank God for it. We didn't fight. Did we fight? Who hit me? Wasn't you, was it?"
Alona is going to go like this to Morel. She's going to be like, "Hi, sweetie. Hi. Shionibus went to the front of the carriage. She's not here anymore. I don't know if you have a concussion. Do you mind if I look at your head for a second?"
"Oh, my head's still on my neck. I'm good. But if it makes you feel any better to look at my head, please. It's not going anywhere."
Okay. What's up, Michael?
Up front, Rufa just kind of turns again to Shionibus and goes, "So we bring this on Morel, yes?"
Yeah. We won't talk about this ever.
Agreed.
What town? We weren't in a town, right?
What town?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So Alona's going to turn to Morel and she's going to take a look at him. Can she do a med check real quick?
Absolutely. Do a quick medicine check.
Okay. Okay, that is 18.
Okay. So, swelling of the lip, and I kind of suggest that enough blunt for trauma, probably a boot and a wrapped knuckle, is responsible for, I don't know, superficial swelling, very, very, very minor contusions. If anything, he's probably just a little concussed, judging by the fact that his eyes are dilated and have a hard time tracking the sunlight. He is going to need water, whatever medical attention you can muster, and everything else, he's just got to wait out of his system.
Okay. I'm going to break out my med kit and give him some water. And in the meantime, I'm going to say, okay, I know what happened back there was incredibly jarring. That was not a fun experience for literally anyone. Maybe Shonibus. She might have had fun. But what I'm saying is, I understand how frustrating and how weird that must have been for you. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. And I'm sorry that I wasn't there.
Morel starts to chuckle. He's holding your hand against his head like he's holding an ice pack. And he's not looking in the eye because right now his kind of golden eyes with the purple passion flowers are having a hard time focusing. And you can kind of hear him ramble something about it's you hear him say it's an easier day at the office than my last day working with the Acadian military. I hope Rebecca's okay. I haven't seen that little squat since. And even then, it's honestly that worse than the complete total ass whipping I received when I was traveling through the... Was it in Charlottesville? Was it Prague? Bloody hell, I can't even remember the amount of people that just beat me up on sight. I've had worse. After it provides, I'll get better after a few hours of sleeping.
Hi. Actually, you can't go to bed because you have a concussion. So we're just gonna keep talking like this, and you can just keep telling me more about the good things or the bad things in your life. Really, whatever makes you feel better. But you
Sure.
can't go to sleep because I'm worried you won't wake up.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not allowed to go to sleep. I have a pounding headache in my noggin, and a nap would just sort me out. Positive, negative. It's a bit subjective. What do you need to know?
Anything really. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Just please don't fall asleep.
Right.
Because that's the worst thing that someone can do with a concussion is go to sleep.
Okay. Let's see. About me. When I was stationed in Ore, that's where you're from. You're from Ore. Oceans, lovely people. When I was stationed there, I was a captain of the Acadian military. I was part of their 8th Forward Division. My job was to basically my job was to break the will and spirits of the ocean people by kind of presenting an over-dominating military force and then participating in a series of necromantic sabotage to the entire cities that I was in. We had this one thing, we called it Operation Nightshade, and he's throwing his arms around all dramatically. His big limbs just going akimbo, and it's Operation Nightshade. It was a bloody doozy. So basically, what we were supposed to do was unleash all manner of undead abominations throughout the countryside, put the people in the middle of it, and then either come the last minute to save them or leave them to die. Oh, you should have been there. It was an absolute ruckus. I didn't want to be any part of it. Hamas didn't want to be any part of it. Even my own sister was trying to do it. But then I got orders from on high. You have to be there. You have to make sure the Barghest rips the children in half. And I was like, bloody Barghest. And then the Barghest showed up. Yeah, they were massive creatures. They tore women and men apart, left and right. And then there was Rebecca. Oh, not Rebecca. And then And then I disobeyed direct order. I did it for Rebecca. And I haven't seen that little squid since. These scars itch sometimes, you know. Scars, are they supposed to itch? I don't know. But they do. They itch all the time. God, how old is Rebecca? How old is she? And he just kind of trails into remembering Rebecca and a bar guest. And now you kind of get this feeling that he's kind of trapped in his own mind. He's not going to bed anytime soon.
Oops.
Oopsie doodle. Michael, I saw your hand raised.
Yeah. I guess back up front with Rufa and Cholamus. Rufa's not even just has his eyes on road, but just says, "You should work on your tail, you know."
You're saying it to
Cholamus.
Cholamus. Okay.
Yeah.
Work on what?
Your tail. When you're about to throw your left, you'll lower your shoulder just about a centimeter or two. Should work on that. But if you do, you can hide that left. Few jabs in. I would suggest probably work the body around the kidney area. A bruised kidney is very, very, very bad. The kidney or the liver, actually. Take the air, take the wind from them. And then you well-placed knee to the already bruised ribs. They're out.
You know you're in a very vulnerable place right now, right?
Just saying. Work on that tail.
I need advice from anyone who's probably never, she's gonna like look at you and like scoff and look off, who's probably never been in a fight in their life.
Oh.
Well, I know that at the very least, I'll be able to see a tail.
We'll see
A
about that.
mile away. A mile away.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop here because I can't see the sunshine from all this shade being thrown around. Shodamus, do you want the final word? I'll give you the final word before we move on.
Nope. She's just going to like she's gonna. How many horses do we have that's pulling this carriage?
2.
Good to know. She's going to just like mumble something, like clearly pissed off, and climb back where like Ilona and Morel are, and immediately regret decisions.
Rufa just gives a little chuckle and just goes,
So
come on.
So I'm going to put a quick pause here. This is now the vote for every one of the players, including Sam, because we haven't met you yet, but you're still a player. So you have a few options of where you can go next. You can either A, as mentioned by some of the members of Fort Raggedy, go all the way to the capital city of Asher, which is the city of Gareth, named after the Knights in Atari rank of Gareth. Or you can move on to any other location on the map, which I have here if you need for a reminder, to the next place you want to go. You're on the open road. You have no reason to stop except for, of course, bathroom, food, whatever. So the question is, where do you need to go on your mission? Do you want to go to Gareth, the capital city, or do you want to push past and go someplace else?
My personal opinion is that we get the hell out of Asher. Just in general, for the safety of our good NPC friend, who they really don't like. And 2, so Asher is a part of Adolphon as a whole. That means that all the Knights in Atari are from these different, basically city-states. So Asher is a city-state, Gotz is a city-state, things like that. Mm-hmm. So if we already have someone going out and telling the city-states that there is a problem, we don't need to spend any more time there. That's my personal opinion. I do believe last episode you guys did send people out to go get the Knights in Atari so Adolphon can prepare for the war. So as far as I'm concerned, our efforts are more useful elsewhere.
Awesome. That's a great argument. Does anyone else have any ideas, desires? I can show you the crude map that I had last week as well. What do you feel?
If we're going towards character-wise, I think Rufa would prefer to actually be able to sleep in an actual bed versus out in the open. Plus, we do have somebody that's apparently following us from the last time we camped out.
My thought is because we have people basically stalking us, is to go until we are so tired we can't go anymore in hopes we lose them.
All right.
That's my thought.
Not bad. Now, Sam, I know you're, not yet both feet in this, but here's the map of Adelphon Prime, or Adelphon. It's not a very good map. It's a tremendous map, in fact. They are in Asher currently. Somewhere on kind of the, I guess you could say, the border between Adelphon Prime and Gots. They're sneaking through past Fort Raggedy. As you can see here, you have a bunch of different city-states. You have Gots, you have Mithun, you have Doff, you have Lelaine, Triac, and Emery way at the upper right. On the map, now this is out of character, but I'm giving you this information. There's a question mark placed on the war map just at the tip of Mithun, and you have two giant circle marks in the non-empirical neutral territory of the continent that Adelphon Prime is on. So if you were like, hey, you all have some good points. What if, curveball, what you have to say, where would you like to drag your friends to?
I think any place that has like a decent sized city would be perfect.
Okay. So I'll give this information to the whole group because I think this might help everyone out. So Asher does have some bumpkin territories and it has some capital city areas. Same as Gots. Gots has a lot of bumpkin and a lot of powerful cities, mostly in the center area with bumpkin kind of radiating outward. Mithun is heavily citified. No, not gentrified. It's a very different thing. It's got a lot of city infrastructure. On the cusp of Mithun and the rest of the world, you have a ton of unknown entities. One of the circles that I mentioned down below is the neutral territory of Doonesbury. Not to be confused with Daltonshire. Check that out in Halloween time. But Doonesbury, which is another neutral territory within the Adelphon continent, well, the continent Adelphon is on. So you have and of course, a whole bunch of small villages and hamlets along the way.
Oh, fun. So questions. So right now we're in Asher.
Mm-hmm.
Asher and Gots are kind of right next to each other. Is Mithun here?
Yeah, Mithun is on the opposite end of Gots, kind of just like in the center below Adelphon Prime.
So if we, okay, brain. So if we head to Mithun, are we heading back into Adelphon or are we heading for farther south?
You're heading forward center south.
And then next to Mithun are the question mark territories.
Right on the border edge of Mithun is the question mark, and then below the question mark are a bunch of territories that are not in the Adelphon Empire.
Okay, so to compromise, how about we go to Mithun, so that way at least we're out of Asher. We go to a city in Mithun, and then from there we can go to the question mark / other places that aren't in Adelphon. That way we're at least close to getting out, but we can also use this time to sleep in a bed, maybe.
Yeah.
And also explore Mithun, which is pretty cool.
Wouldn't mind that, as long as we're not out in the open.
Okay. I would like everyone, and Sam, why not? You can roll for Woodward. I need everyone to give me a perception check.
Oh, great.
Ooh. Starting the night off right.
Is that sarcastic or good?
My idea. Both. Okay.
Not both. No.
No. Okay. Oh, well, you know what? Let's start with Kylie because I'm all hyped about that roll, Kylie. What was your perception check?
That's an 11.
Ooh. Okay, an 11. Not bad. Michael, what you got?
17.
17. Sidney, what you got?
16.
16. Okay. 11, 17, 16. Sam, what you got?
Woodward got a 15 base roll.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
And he's a druid, so he's got a high perception. Well, he's a high wisdom. So, as you guys are traveling, Woodward and Rufa, you see shadows constantly following your trip. While maybe Alona is kind of suffering from a mild paranoia of feeling like someone's watching, Woodward and Rufa for sure track that there are two people, two shadows, still following them off the road. Whenever you do stop for the night, which of course takes all day to get to, you can still kind of feel like these two bodies are still watching you. If you want to do a campfire moment, we can. If you want to rush right into Methune, we can rush right into Methune. The choice is the players. What do you do?
Not campfire moment, but Rufus is gonna just kind of call back and said, "Oh, Jonabas, I want to talk about that left for a second."
I don't really want to talk to you at all currently, but okay.
Very, very important. He's kind of trying to make it like he's actually trying to talk about something else.
Mm.
She's gonna climb back up. She's like, "God damn it!"
Oh,
But Jonas, if someone is following us.
Oh yes, that left. Come a little closer. It's a very secret move I want to tell you about. I don't want the others to know. It's one of my card tricks.
I swear, if you're gonna pull some magic out of your hat, I'm gonna be so mad. What is it? What
When
is
she's
so
like
important?
close enough so it's only she can hear him, he kind of gets kind of serious. There's two people chasing us. There's two people behind us. I'm going to, in a bit, suggest we perhaps lost a bag, and if you wouldn't mind going back to see if we probably dropped it, I would be much appreciated.
I can do that.
And then back to his normal kind of louder voice. Oh, and that's the secret. Remember that left. Oh, by the way, you know that bag we had strapped to the side of the cot?
This bag and just like pulls the string so it falls.
Yes.
Real
I
stealth-like.
think that bag fell. Would you wouldn't mind perhaps just really quickly checking that out, seeing if maybe I'll stop by the side for a quick second and wouldn't mind seeing if we probably dropped it a little while back. Would you mind?
Yeah, no worries at all.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Oh,
really
kind of
looking
pulls
around now.
Rufa kind of pulls the wagon to the side.
So
and I'm going to gonna give some water to the horses.
I want Rufa to make a deception check. Because you're lying to two invisible people.
Basically. Can Alona use her detect magic cantrip?
Mm-hmm.
Can I aid for this lie? Because she's deep in this lie too.
Yeah, you are involved in the lie. You can roll aid, just roll deception again. Detect magic. As you activate detect magic, you sense a lot of magic you sense a ton of magic from Morel. You sense a little bit from you. And a little bit from Woodward and Mush, but that's about it.
Gotcha.
Michael.
Really quick, I was wondering before I roll, can you drop the fight case thing that I had before and take up this case again, because I think 24 hours has passed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let's see. 18.
Okay, 18. Shunbis, what was yours?
13.
Nice. Okay. So, that will be kept up here. Shionavis, while you jump out of the carriage and start looking at the luggage that has accidentally dropped, I need you to make a perception check.
Okay. That is a 22.
Okay. So as you're kind of like examining, kind of nonchalantly, like, you were able to look into the woods. And what does your elvish eyes see? I'm glad you asked. What your elvish eyes see are two bodies kind of posed by the bushes and by the trees. And if it wasn't for the eyes and the sort of very small tusks, you wouldn't really see them. But the more you kind of start focusing your eyes, you realize there are two female orcish individuals watching you from behind these bushes. And they're just kind of like, just kind of watching. And you can tell they're female, mostly from the build as they're kind of moving around. They're large, but they're not male orc large. And you know what a male orc looks like because you've killed a ton of male orcs at this point in your life.
I hate orcs. She is going to casually pick up the bag and go a little further, acting like, oh, things spilled out a little ways past the wagon, carriage, whatever we're in, and really kind of focus. Like, do they have weapons? Do they kind of what's going on?
Give me one more perception check with a +2.
Oh, +2? Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 24.
Oh, God, yeah. Okay, so as you start kind of putzing around your carriage, like, oh no, this luggage is so heavy. You're kind of using this as a chance to study them more and more. You start to notice that they are wearing armor and that they are indeed armed. You can tell one of them has what it looks to be a kind of a weird but giant shield kind of coming off their back. You can't see a weapon. And the other one has, from the size, this giant hammer kind of hanging on her back. Both of them are orcish. Can't quite figure them out from there. But they are watching you like a hawk. And they have no idea they've been spotted.
If I go back behind the carriage and kind of disappear, can I do a stealth check to kind of get to where they are so I can be behind them?
100% roll stealth.
Oh, that was cocked. Hold on. That is math today. 26.
I love it. You're like, oh, it's only a 26. Yeah, no, you smoke their perception.
Nice.
As you fade from view behind the carriage and kind of start sneaking around and getting into the foliage and the fauna, flora of the area, you kind of start getting close and you see two female orcs. They're not quite the size of orcs. They have more of a frame of a human woman, but they're definitely orcs. Maybe they're half orcs, but there are two of them, and they're kind of hiding, looking at the carriage. You can see one of them has this she has this hair pulled back into a tight ponytail, kind of stocky, kind of broad. She has a shield on her back and a mace on her hip. The other one has this kind of long, flowing haircut with a side shave and a bunch of little kind of really cute trinkets put in there. She also has armor, and she's got this giant hammer on her back. And the two, you can kind of assume half orcesses, are still watching, and they kind of take a knee and they start talking to each other in Orcish, which you speak. So you can hear them saying, "Battle sister, do you think that elvish woman's playing us? I don't know. She went behind that carriage for way too long. And I'm pretty sure she's playing us, sister." Yeah, I think you're right, sister. I think we should just let's fade back. We didn't get paid to attack them. If they see us, then we're clearly not doing their job. We should probably fall back. So you hear them having this whispered conversation amongst each other.
She, before they're like even done with this conversation, before they get up anything, she is immediately going to, as quietly as possible, take out her scimitar and just immediately like go for the throat and just like kind of keep the blade there, like to cause someone to like look up, as one does in fantasy movies.
Okay. Give me an intimidation check.
I should be good at these, but I don't think I am.
Aren't you trained in? Oh.
Okay, hold on. Where did my stuff go?
Where did it go?
Hold on. Oh shit. That is a 21.
Okay, 21. So you put the blade against one of their necks. Do you go with the one with the long hair and the side shave and the giant hammer, or the one with the mace and the... Okay, so you put the blade up to her throat. The second you do that, she puts her hands up, and the other orc woman behind her steps on her flank, and she's already like shield and mace ready to roll. And she says in common, she goes, whoa, hey now, listen, I don't know what you want to do to my friend there, but you're not going to kill Hera and get away with it. We're only here to observe. And if you really commit to that strike, then my contract is null and void, and I will cripple you for life. Do you really want to play that game?
Really? Cripple me. That's funny. Why don't we have this conversation out in the open instead? You're watching my friends anyway, so might as well have all of everyone know kind of on equal grounds, you know?
The half-orc S that this woman is described as Hera says in Orcish, "It's okay, sister. It's okay. We've been caught. We were caught many nights ago. The first time we looked at their camp. Let's just walk out to the carriage and let's just end this facade." The larger woman, larger half-orc woman says, "This is so bad for business. If we lose our contract because of you, if you lose your contract because of me, you can have my dress money. I swear." This is all in Orcish, by the way. And Antigone's like, "Fine, if I take your dress money, I'm spending it on booze." So the woman looks to you, and in common, she says, Okay, fine. Put the blade away. She puts her shield and her mace away and goes, "And I will happily walk with my associate out to your carriage." Her hand's already up in submission to you.
All right, well, but try anything funny. As she's like putting her scimitar away, and in Orcish, she's gonna say blood for blood.
They stop. They look to you. Give me a perception check.
Oh, that's not bad. 23.
I'm trying to think of a good way to say this without being offensive. They look at you with that look in someone's eye when you know you've just been lumped in with something offensive.
Oh.
So when you're like, blood for blood in Orcish, they look at you like, "Don't you effing dare." Like that's kind of the grit teeth, like, "Don't you." And they're just like, "Just water off your back," and they just walk away. So as everyone is in the cart, you suddenly see Shionibus pulling from the forest at threat of who knows what. These two half-orcish women clad in armor, reinforced with fur and weapons, accoutrement all over the place. Yes, Michael.
Oh, so we all see this?
Yeah, she's leading them back to the carriage. You can all see this.
Okay. Rufa is kind of brushing one of the horses, and doesn't even look back. Goes, "Oh, Chonabus, you found some new friends." And then goes to the horse. Shh, Lucy. I'll make sure you and Ethel get the nice apple when we make camp.
Michael, you get a hero point for naming them Lucy and Ethel. Anyway, yes, I'm sorry, Sidney, what were you going to say?
No, all good. That deserved a hero point. Ilona's gonna get out of the carriage and she's just going to look at them and say, hello, hi. Shanabis, what's going on?
Well, these are the same orcs that were following us the other night.
One of them raises their hand, and you can tell it's the one with the side shave and the nice long hair, and she goes, sorry, half orcs. I feel like I need to stress half orcs. Sorry.
All good. Half elf, understand. So you're not very stealthy. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't mean to add insult to injury by the fact that you were caught, but maybe for future reference, if you want to work on your stealth skills, that would be a good thing to look into. I'm just trying to be helpful. So quick question, why?
So the other one, the one with her hair like in a kind of like a tight ponytail, is basically just get the hair out of the way. She kind of grunts and she goes, please, I know we're not stealthy, but I know we've been following you for 3 days, and maybe you allowed us to. But the fact of the matter is, it's taking you till now to have the gumption to actually face us. But if you want to know, and the other one goes, stop it. Don't tell them. What? We're caught. The job is screwed. Listen, we were paid by a foreign investor to follow you. That's all we know. A stranger gave us a sack of money, a contract. We had to get a receipt. We had to go through this whole paperwork process to follow you guys indefinitely and report back. We don't know who it was, but the money was good.
How much did they pay you?
They were offering 500 gold standard plus a stipend for food and lodging until they cut off the contract.
Oh, we're worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I might as well just turn myself in at this point.
Alona's gonna look at them and say, well, since you are clearly mercenaries for hire, she looks at them. Yes, no, maybe, huh? Yeah.
The kind of broader, stockier woman looks and goes like, yeah. The other one is kind of, are you gonna put that sword away? Like, you can keep it out. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of, I'm getting mixed messages. She says to Shionibus.
I love that. She's gonna say, since you're mercenaries for hire, and then what I understand about the real world is that mercenaries for hire only answer to one thing, and that's coin. It's kind of like their god. I'm really making a lot of parallels here. But anyway, is there any way you would be willing to stop following us and reporting on our whereabouts, or report our wrong whereabouts back to the person whose contract you're following, in exchange for perhaps helping us?
The one who was talking to Shino was concerned. She goes, oh, okay. So are you going to be paying us to misfeed our contact information? Are you going to be paying us, or I just want to make sure I get the contract just right.
I look at Rufa. Hey, Rufa.
What? I'm brushing down Lucy and Ethel.
You want to switch real quick?
He takes the brush, tosses it onto the carriage seat. Yes. What? What do you want with Rufa?
Oh yeah, I need to explain to them what's going on. Well, Rufa, they were hired to watch us for 500 gold a day plus a stipend for food and meals. I was wondering if we could perhaps afford that in our budget, and was wondering if they could feed them false information instead. That way we can win, because they seem like very nice people. They haven't tried to kill us yet. Brush his horse.
They weren't hired to kill us, Alona.
Oh.
Rufus just kind of just he does that kind of that pose where he has one arm there and his hand on his chin.
Mm-hmm.
And just the budget. I don't know. You're very, very bad at this. You know that, right? I saw you the other night, and I can barely see in the dark.
The broader, stockier one says, all right, fine. Look, I know the contract is basically done with our last foreign investor because we got caught. We have a good 3 days run. It's about 1,500 gold plus a stipend for food and lodgings. We probably have about ballpark 1,750. If we give you a small amount, can we have some sort of, I don't know, partial compound interest on the return to at least bodyguard you or something?
Rufo just goes, well, this could be actually a very, very easy job for you. Technically, because we know you're following us, your job is done, but you can still be collecting the pay from your benefactors. You get my drift?
Yeah, but we still have to remain contact with letters at night. We have to give them something.
Well, you could always tell them that we've gone north. And just go and enjoy the money they keep sending you. Enjoy some wine, some ale, what have you. Go watch the fighting pits or whatever you prefer as your preferred choice of entertainment, and just sit back and collect the money.
So the two female half-orcs start talking in Orcish. And for those who speak Orc, basically what they say is like, I don't think. Let's explain. So the other one with the longer hair, the side shave, she says, we've been following you in a southeastern curve. To say you've suddenly gone north would be conflicting information and quite frankly would betray this entire situation. How about this? How about we follow you as the payment so we can continuously track your location to the foreign investor, but we delay the tracking by about a day, giving you a day head start on whatever their expectations are. Honestly, they just said they wanted to know where you guys were going. They didn't even say anything about what they're going to do with the information or if they even wanted to kill you, which if they wanted to kill you, we would have done that day one. The stalker one goes, come on, sister. It's true. I mean, we would have for sure at least killed the one we're talking to. No offense, you're a very handsome man. I love the leopard print is fierce, but I would have killed him. Sister, don't say that to his face. Agree, disagree.
Well, Lufa could be very difficult, let's just say. But Lufa does have an idea. He kind of goes back to the wagon, takes out some parchment, and his pen and everything. I was wondering if I can make a deception roll to forge a letter from what's her name? The Ice Queen.
Bowen Rionag. Okay.
Yes.
If you want to forge a letter from Bowen Rionag, that will be a deception check at a -2.
All right.
No, I'll even make that -4 because I don't think you've ever actually seen her handwriting.
Okay. What handwriting from the people in the set? Because I think I have, because we had to do that war declaration thing.
That's right. You have the diplomatic licenses.
And the immunity thing. So
yeah. I'll get that a -2 then, because again, word choice is key. So go ahead, -2 deception check.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make a forgery of a letter. Okay. I got a 26. Basically, the letter is she basically is asking us for aid and help to turn around, and I'm going to create, what do you call it? One of those oil dripping seals, and then open it really quick to and then crumple it up a little bit. and then walk back over to the other half orcs.
Okay. Cool. So they look at you and they go, so
He
we're
holds
to
up
give...
the letter.
Mhm.
Tell them that you are so good at your skills that you were able to filch this letter from Lufa in the dead of the night. And as you can see in the letter, it is the Ice Queen is sending for us for some trouble.
The two half orcs say, tell you what, we're going to send this letter off. However, the foreign investor is incredibly smart. We are going to continue to follow you. We can either do that still from a distance or in your group. Choice is yours. But we have to give them a constant sorry, I'm blanking on the word out of character.
Update?
Yeah, let's go with update. We have to give them a constant update about what you're doing. This letter may excuse you one time, but they're still going to want updates continuously every day.
Mhm.
So how about, yeah?
Wouldn't it make more sense then to travel north to where we are supposedly heading up to?
We've already corresponded and told them you're going southeast curve. We told them about Asher. We told them you're working your way through Gots, and your current trajectory is to get to Methune. If we say you suddenly were magically north by a couple of 100+ miles, it wouldn't make any sense. Not in a day.
How about
Okay.
this, Rufa? Ilona brushes horse. How about this, Rufa? Brushing horses gives me clarity, apparently. It would be incredibly suspicious if all of a sudden we change course, no matter how amazing that letter is. How about we save that letter as a backup for in case, we somehow convince the orcs that they like us and they don't want to do this anymore. And then one day we use this and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll totally follow you. But first I feel like that we need to get their trust beforehand. And we go along with their plan of giving them, a few days latency, and they travel with us, and maybe we can figure out who the person is that wants to know where our location is, because I feel like that's also very incredibly important. And maybe we can find that out in the new city that we're going to, where you could get more spies and whatnot, because I know that's kind of your thing. And we could just we follow their plan and do what they say, because they sound like they know what they're talking about.
Rufa kind of puts his chin in his hand. If that is your wish. Rufa turns over to the half orcs. Rufa will allow you to follow us for a few days, but any correspondence you get from your benefactor, directly to Rufa.
So the one with the long end of the side shape goes, oh, allows us to. The stocky one goes, okay, that sounds like a good deal. I will show you, and you can copy every letter of correspondence I send to the mysterious benefactor. And in return, we're allowed to keep our lives, and we're allowed to keep the facade, with, of course, heavy oversight. Is that agreed?
First sign of betrayal, Rufa Sikchonobus on you.
The one with the side shave kind of looks at you and goes, hi.
Yes.
The really stocky one just kind of goes, I'm married.
Oh,
And then just
this would
kind of
not be
turns away.
legible at all.
And then when he goes, I know. I'm sure. I don't doubt it. But after the way Hera was looking at her, I just want her to know I'm a taken orc woman. I'm a taken woman. I have a wife. I have a baby cat. I'm not here looking to cheat on my wife while I'm out. So you could do it. You could take all this innuendo, Hera, and you could shove it. And she's like, Antigone, what? What? She's not my type, but she's so cute, though. And she's like, I know. Shut up.
And
God,
Rufa
this is the worst day.
Rufa goes, shh. Just to let you also know, Rufa has no qualms about burning down anything if it pleases them.
They kind of chuckle and go, yeah, we saw, under their breath.
So imagine all that up in flames.
Oh man.
Now, the one that's named Antigone kind of looks at you and she goes, I know you don't know where I live, but I don't like being threatened, but I respect a deal. She kind of spits in her hand, this giant globby spit, and she goes, we're going to shake on it.
Rufa kind of like, he try to seize one finger, or at least a least spitty finger, and he does that, that handshake where it's like,
The minute you shake just her finger, she takes the other hand, clasps your whole hand in her spitty hand, and she gives you a giant, hearty handshake, all so gross and sticky and wet.
Rufa not happy. Rufa not happy.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the bathroom really fast. But what I will say before I go, and I'll come back. We're not going on break. I'm just going to take a quick 2 seconds to pee. Is that you spend the rest of the day going to Methune. You arrive to Methune with Hera and Antigone in your party, and once you get there, you are treated to quite a sight. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. We finally met Hera and Antigone.
Oh, they were the bad guys in my one shot with PJ. They literally
Were they
almost,
really?
Yes. With one hit, they almost finished me off.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
And
like they
okay.
both had one hit, and I was like at 3 hit points left.
So for those who don't know in the audience, we did a lot of play tests before we went live in June. And Hera and Antigone were a part of some of our one-shots. And in one of our one-shots, when Woodward was still this crazy, insane, naked, older dwarven,
Nudist. Nudist.
Yeah, he was a nudist. But way back in like character development age, we met Hera and Antigone, and they were really cool in our campaign. Apparently they sucked in yours, but they were really cool in ours. And we almost tried to kill them. We did, unfortunately.
Funny story. In that one shot, we also burned down the forest.
Why is this a party full of pyros? Sam, are you a pyro too? Is this
We'll see.
I had nothing to do with this. I did not set a flame to one single thing. You should really just be proud of me, Mom. Come on.
Aw, I'm working on it.
Sam's just like,
I'm getting that image of from Bob's Burger, the one character, she's like wearing the hoodie and just like laughing in flames.
Uh-huh.
I just see all of us there in that meme.
Honestly, from what I know of you, Sam, that really does sound like you, and I'm very excited.
So sorry about that. Anyway, moving right along. So I'm going to do a quick description, and then, Sam, I'm going to ask you to make some rolls. So really fast. It's about mid-afternoon. I'm going to say 3 or 4 in the afternoon. As you start cresting into Methune proper, you start noticing that the landscape has changed from the dense forest of Asher and Goats to more of a civilized, settled society. You see the earth has been kind of pounded flat, and roads that are no longer dirt, but like actual stone roads are forming almost immediately. They're not the kind of quaint and charming cobblestones that you saw in Cobbledale. These are flat, smooth masonry. As you start to glide across the masonry with your half-orc female friends in tow, you start to see the city of Methune full view. It's a city that stretches the entirety of the territory of said Methune. You see buildings of multiple sizes. You see these giant statues to these amazing, powerful people. You see women carrying spears pointing to the north. You see women with shields raised pointing to the south. You see a series of women clad in armor and weapons, basically making this gigantic stance against all uncomers from all directions. You see businesses, and in each and every business, you see a man and a woman, or a woman and a woman, working there, operating and owning it, running inventory and smiling as they do business back and forth. You see children running around delightfully, taking turns playing at games and laughing, and you can't help but notice there's a woman clad in armor walking around with her hand around the waist of another woman clad in armor, just kind of taking in the whole scene. And then you hear this uproarious, raucous cheering. You hear men and women of all shapes and sizes and all different ancestries. You don't really see any elves or half-elves. You see some halflings, some gnomes, some dwarves, some humans, a few other shapes and variations you haven't quite seen before. But you notice they're all clamoring and screaming and chanting. And as they're chanting, you see this massive 8-sided construct. It's a building of sorts, and it's wrapped up with rope, with steel, and you can see already a few bodies tossed over the side. And in the dead center, you can hear the shouting, chanting, and jeering. Not only the audience watching, the people inside of it. Sam, I need you to roll for me a grapple check. Give me an athletics check really fast, and I'll let you know how that turns out.
That is, let me do my math, a 14 plus 8, which is a 22.
Ooh.
You see this just absolute jacked dude who's like, okay, now I respect your right as a woman, but I don't know you as a Bethunian. So I'm going to have to make sure that you get out of here. And as he starts running, you very easily overpower him. Tell me the tale of how you throw this man very far away.
So as he comes for me, I kind of roll my eyes, and I'm very short. I'm a dwarf. So I go for his knees, and kind of with the lower center of gravity, I kind of use the momentum to kind of swing him down low to the ground and kind of just toss him to get tangled in the ropes would be my goal.
Okay. Just for giggles, give me a roll to hit. I have a funny idea, and I want to see if you can nail this. I'm curious.
Ooh, that is, and this would be unarmed, right?
Yep.
With them all.
It would be with your strength because you're just carrying this guy.
Strength. That would be not very good. 9.
9. So you take this guy, and first of all, he comes running, and you're not even trying. You're standing there looking at him like, really? He tries to grab you, very easily misses. His hands just clasp above your head. You shoot the double takedown and give him a mighty throw. As you start swinging him, you see there's another body in midair, a woman, a very powerfully built woman wearing very high-laced shoes, and she's already jumping at you with both feet extended in basically what is a diving drop kick. You throw this guy, his body gets wrapped up in some ropes. As this giant body from this other woman comes flying at you, what's your AC?
17.
All right, she hits. So she is going to crack into you for 4 damage as you throw this guy, and a full-size human clocks you on the jaw with both her feet. She lands with a loud thud, and the heroes hear this uproarious cheer of like, ha-ha! Maybe 13 isn't your lucky number. You start noticing there's 12 bodies just strewn about. The woman who drop kicks you quickly gets up into like a probing grapple stance, and she's like, all right, little one, what you got? What do you do?
Do I have my maul?
It is in one of the 8 corners of the ring.
I see. All right. I think I'm going to do something a little fancy. Give me just one moment. All right. Can I use a charge to kind of knock her over to get to my maul?
Absolutely.
So that will be a sudden charge.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. stride twice, end movement, and I can take a melee strike, it looks like, while I'm charging. Is that good?
Absolutely. Roll d20, add your strength, and add your proficiency bonus.
Alrighty. Okay, proficiency bonus. That is a 13.
Okay. You will hit. Give me an unarmed 1d4 plus strength, a damage roll.
Strength. That is a 5.
Okay. So you charge right through her. Now, here's the question. Are you going to go with like a lariat clothesline, or are you just going to like alpha predator, like shoulder charge through her?
Ooh, clothesline for sure.
Nice. You, boom, you slam against her. It was a 13. Okay, she's not going to be knocked prone, but she does take that damage like a champ. As you crack her alongside the torso and sternum, she drops and gets back up as you barrel through her. And as you take her down with that giant lariat, you land, and there's your maul. The giant head of it is on the ground, and that handle that you know oh so well is just ready to be gripped. You grabbing it?
Yes.
As you pick up your maul and just start shouldering this hammer, you hear this very loud, unusual tanging sound of metal hitting solid ground. You turn, you see another assailant, another woman, not the one you closed, another one, with what appears to be, it looks like, I think, is this a chair? Is this a metal and wooden chair? She has this chair and she's slamming it against the ground. She's got it propped and ready. And she looks at it and she goes, I had to kick someone out of their seat to get this, but their sacrifice will not be in vain. And the whole crowd loses their mind as she starts charging you with a steel chair. Oh, she biffs it so hard. Oh, that's not good. It's not a critical fail, but she certainly misses. She goes for this giant swing, and you can feel the wind whiff over you, your pigtails flying in the breeze. And she is extended and open. What do you do?
I'm going to attempt to do the circle of life, my finishing move. I'm going to plant the maul on the ground, give it a kind of swing around the handle with like a kicking blow towards her face.
All right, roll to hit with this massive swinging drop kick.
Woo. That is, what's my bonus there again? It's strength. That is a 23.
23. That critically hits. Because it is your feet and not your maul, give me 1d4 plus your strength, double that.
All right.
This is the best introduction a character's ever had to a game.
So that is, you said double the sum?
Yeah, 1d4 plus your strength, double the whole thing.
Okay, so that would be 10.
Oh, damn. So, Sam, tell me the tale. How does your finishing move, the circle of life, completely obliterate this poor individual?
She comes with me with the chair, and she says about how she had to take it from someone in the audience. And Ichi looks at them and says, well, I think it's time for you to take a seat. She plants the maul, spins around it once, twice, gathering momentum, and just with her feet first, straight into the chest with all that power, and ends up trying to get that person flat on their back on the ground.
Nice. So borrowing a little bit, if you guys know wrestling, not only is that was just an amazing drop kick tackle, but I'm going to say there's also a bit of a coup de grace as she hits him in the chest and then drives them to the floor and works right into the pin. Give me a quick grapple check. That's an athletics check versus their fortitude DC. Just roll that athletics check. I mean, you're probably going to punish this poor individual.
That is a 20.
Ooh, I love that. So as you like slam with all the weight of like the people's elbow, but in the feet, into this person's chest, into a coup de grace, into a pin, you suddenly see the other woman that clotheslines you that you ducked and did all that other dodging move for. She starts running like she's gonna break up the tackle. Suddenly, you see the silver bullet fly out of nowhere, boom, and just sends her flying. And you see your uncle, La Rona Diero, the Iron Frog, just point two fingers in the air, drop to the ground, and go 1, 2, 3. It's over. Everyone in Methune is losing their minds. And as you get up, he grabs you by your hand and pulls your hand up in the air, and he's just giving you the whole like she took on 13 of your strongest warriors. This is La Pathfinder, the little peacemaker. She found 13 opponents and she put them all down to rest in peace.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for coming out to see me tonight. We're going to do autographs in the back in 20 minutes.
The men and women of Methune are standing up losing their minds. The women are like throwing you roses. The dudes are like, I'm in love, marry me. And the heroes had just witnessed this dwarf systematically tear down 13 warriors. And you can see there's this person, like there's a bald man, and there is a woman wearing a very fancy clothes. And they're just like, I can't believe it. She showed up out of nowhere. She climbed into the ring. And the bald man's like, what you gotta understand is that low center of gravity, it does terrible things against a ground game. She came out of nowhere. She took him out by the knees. And when you have a strong ground game, you gotta have great knee takers. She took the knees. And they flip this sign that says 3 minutes, 45 seconds. It took not even 5 minutes for La Pathfinder to dismantle 13 warriors of Methune. And there she is just waving to the crowd like Princess Diana, and they are loving it. Really quickly, Sam, give me a performance check with +4.
Okay. Let me check out. So that's +4 on top of my normal bonus?
Yep.
Oh, wow. All right. Oh, 13 plus 7, math. I've got a calculator just for my
21.
bet. Yeah.
Nice.
I got you.
As you're as the man who calls himself the Iron Frog, La Rana Diero, is raising your hand, and the two commentators are saying that you beat up 13 people in not even 5 minutes flat. The audience is now granted, they're bless their heart, they're doing their best, but they are butchering your name, but they are still shouting it with great excitement. They're like, La Pacifica Dortita. What is it? Dorito? No, that can't be right. La Pacifico Dormisa. What? That ain't Adelphon. I don't know what the hell that is, but go you! And they are your biggest fans. And to which, once you leave, your uncle kind of like puts a giant sweaty arm around you, and he says, "Hey, little niece, I think we did a really good thing today for the name of Lucha. I think everyone here is going to be asking you how to train them in this amazing art for the war against life and death. How do you feel today? I think you did your ancestors proud."
It was okay.
Okay.
No, I think the crowd was a little small compared to what I'm used to. They kept getting my name wrong. Didn't you give them the writer before with the pronunciations? Also, there were no. Usually, they have some chocolates waiting for me in the back room, and there were none this time. What's that about? You're slipping.
La Rana de Hierro kind of chuckles as he says, Mira, look, you know how güeros are. They're doing their best, but you can't expect them to say La Pacifica Dorita like that. You got to give them some time, become a brand. Then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter where you are. We'll get it correct. Do you think it's easy to say La Rana de Hierro when all you've known all your life is cheese and bacon? He says completely derisively, just like, like it's nothing. And he says,
If it was
but
grandma, they would have gotten it right.
your uncle kind of smiles, but you can see it's a bittersweet smile as he kind of shakes his head and he goes, yeah, you're probably not wrong. Grandma was kind of a special lady. But hey, it took Grandma probably 20 years of international championship belts for people to finally figure out who she was and what she was all about. And come on, you're just getting started. Look, I know I'm your uncle. I know I have like most dark horse and undercard match championships back at the temple, but here I'm just your uncle and I'm doing my best. Hopefully, maybe one day someone can come around and do a better job. But I'm just La Rana de Hierro. No matter where I go, I will be the frog of iron. I will be the hopping of justice. I will be the powerful leap forward. And hopefully I can propel you forward too.
Thanks. I really do think you need to workshop Hopper of Justice, though. It's a little cheesy.
He looks at you and he kind of smiles, and then La Rana de Hierro, he's got like, imagine the Juggernaut was like 5 foot nothing, but instead of being all red, had an all silver getup, and his helmet had 2 giant frog eyes on the top. So like if the Juggernaut and Kermit the Frog had a dwarf baby, and this guy just starts flexing and he goes, never, I am La Rana de Hierro, and my legs propel me forward to justice, glory, and an ironclad victory. And he's still got it, man. The boy just popping and styling. And your uncle's embarrassing the hell out of you at this point because he's loud and he is like just strutting for no one.
I look around for the green room.
And he figures it out. He goes, oh, right. Oh, at the green room. Okay, so we're travelers. We don't really have a green room. You want to go to the tavern? That's the best I could do is a tavern?
I guess.
Okay. Heroes of Edge of Legend, you witnessing this the whole conversation happen in southern Azmakan as you two are back and forth just in your native tongue. So you're seeing this conversation between these 2 dwarves, clearly clad in a suit of armor and warrior aesthetic you have not seen before. What do you do? And by the way, I should say this, Ichi, or La Pacifica, you see an elven woman with a very wonderful dark complexion and kind of this unusual gold scar on her face. And the beautiful white, airy clothes look like they could breathe in any kind of temperature. You see a woman wearing a white robe and an unusual purple flower on her chest. Kind of has this air of, well, you kind of get that she doesn't really understand where she is right now. You see a man, very flamboyantly dressed, very loud, but very confident man with them. You see a very small gnome who is accompanied by Tajon, but like the smallest Tajon you've ever seen, like the smallest badger you could imagine. And then you see what looks like this large, very, very broad, very muscular man who's got his shield on the back. He's got a whole bunch of armor on, this very long orange tunic. And he looks like he is so awkward in his body, it is ridiculous. And they are watching you with great amusement and absurd fascination. Oh, and 2 half-orc women behind them by like a good 5 foot, 10 foot distance. Like, we don't know them. Like, we don't know them, but like, kind of we do. I mean, kind of, but not really. We really don't. So that's what you see staring at you from across the arena that was literally put into the streets for this entire day.
I see the Tejon, and Ichi's like, she loves cute small animals, so she kind of just drops everything and runs over and doesn't really look at anybody in the party and only looks at the animal and is like, hello, how are you? You're so cute. Yes, you are. Hey, you are. I can pet you. Yeah, come here.
So you see the little Tejon little badger, he looks at you, and you can see him kind of pawing in place. His arms and legs going up, his tail just going back and forth, and his little nose just kind of pawing the air. And Woodward looks at the badger, looks at the Hun, and he says, "Well, shoot. I mean, I think she deserves all the attention and accolades, but looks like she's out for you, little buddy. I think if you feel so inclined, you should probably give her a really good hello." And the badger kind of stomps in place and then runs to you and just starts doing a figure eight in between your knees and starts running around you. And he is just ready to get like back pets. He is excited.
Just kind of caught up in it and just like, oh yes. So, and then I kind of like sit down and just kind of like put my arms out, trying to get him to like get in this cuddle, even though I have no idea who this badger is.
Give me just for giggles, give me an animal handling check. If you're not trained or anything in animal handling, just roll D20 and I'll tell you what to add to it.
Rufa kind of looks over to Chonobus. Oh, look, another fighting pit.
So that was a 2.
A 2 in the die face. Oof. We'll add your wisdom for nature for that.
That would be a 4.
So you open up your arms. The poor badger is looking like, I don't know how to hug this. So he just kind of like plops his torso awkwardly over your legs and plops his head in your lap. And he's kind of sniffing you from about 3 inches to 6 inches away from you, getting your scent. So yes, Rufa, it looks like there is indeed a new fighting pit. And it looks like, from what you can tell, this woman is the champion of the fighting pit, having beaten 13 opponents in 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's certainly impressive.
Uh-oh. Oh man.
Rufa looks down at Ichi. Well, hello, Dad.
Oh, what? Oh, hello. Is this your badger?
Oh, no, not mine. The bad. What is it? Woodward is the badger's emotional support gnome.
Oh, I've heard of that. Badgers can be very delicate. Gnome is a new one. She kind of takes you all in for the first time and notices that you're pretty well dressed. She perks up a little bit. You guys from around here?
Oh, no. We are not from around here.
Too bad, because I've been looking for a really good place to shop. It's hard to find nice clothes around here. I've looked a little bit since we got here. It's awful. Everything's awful. I could see you seem to have good taste. Well,
Yes.
most of you.
Immediately,
It was kind of a chuckle. If you want to do shopping, Rufa would always suggest that's the city of Grasset. Very the pinnacle of fashion.
Ooh. She for a second, she claps to her manager to take down notes, and she realizes that her old manager quit. And her uncle's not here, and she's just...
Oh yeah. What is Rufa's manners? This one is Rufa, and these are Rufa's friends.
Acquaintances.
Well, hello. I'm assuming you all know who I am, as you've come to see my show.
No.
Yes. I believe they announced you as La Pacifica. Was the last one out of character? Was the last part again?
Pacifica Dorita.
Pacifica Dorita.
Oh, good. You got it. You must know me then. Good.
Oh, yes. Now he's kind of obviously lying. Yes. I have followed your achievements with great notice.
Oh, good. Autographs for everyone then? 1, 2, 3, 4, and the badger. All right. Just it's hard not having a manager. I'll get those for you in a little bit. Just, we'll get your names. What? All your names. Let everybody's name. We'll have personalized autographs, each and every one of you.
This is. We shall be staying at. I believe this is one of those. How big is this town, really quick?
Okay, so the town is the entirety of the city-state of Methuen. The entire town is literally about a third of the entire empire of Adelphon Prime. Or I'm sorry, the city of Adelphon Prime. It's massive.
Okay. We shall be staying at hopefully we could find lodgings without bed bugs for tonight. That would be preferable.
Out of character, does the Everly Grace Tavern have a franchise?
Hold on, I'm gonna make a DM roll. Odds it does, evens it doesn't. Oh, that was cockeyed. So odds it does, evens it doesn't. Congratulations, Methuen has the second franchise of the Everly Grace Tavern.
Yes! Can we go there?
If you
Out of
want
character.
The cleric who does not.
Out of character.
I mean, you're free to do whatever you want in Methuen. If you want to go to the tavern/brothel, go right ahead.
I just feel like it would be incredibly interesting in a town that is very matriarch centered to go to a tavern that is also a brothel because I want to see how it's different. But I just that's out of character. Alona has no preference because
All right.
Alona
In character, Rufa turns over to Alona. Where shall we stay at for the night?
Somewhere that can fit all of us. I'd love to make new friends and meet new people. So La Pacifica Dorita, if you would like to join us, you are more than welcome. I'd love to ask you how you knock people out without completely maiming them. That's fantastic. I'd love to learn more.
Like an interview, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Like an interview. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking for my book.
Look.
Rufa's gonna kind of misconstrue this a little bit. Okay. I believe Rufa believes he on the way in he saw a Everly Grace what is it called again?
The Everly Grace Tavern.
The Everly Grace Tavern. Apparently they have a franchise here.
Alona does not hear that.
Morel, sorry, Icky, you see the massive dude with the dark olive complexion and these unusual eyes. They look like gold metal with like these purple sunbursts in the pupils. And he kind of leans forward and you can smell the rich scent of vanilla and kind of like a warm spice coming from his beard. And he says, if you have the free time, could I also learn how to knock enemies unconscious? I have a hard time pulling my blows and the strikes, and I would be honored if a strong woman such as yourself taught me how to stop hurting people with my bare hands.
Rufa goes, oh, yes. Let us all adjourn to the Everyday Tavern so you and Alona may have your rendezvous. It'll be nice. It'll be nice.
Hold on.
Now I'm playing Wingman.
Okay. So you say that, and Morella's going to go, rendezvous. Like with Master Dominus. That was for business. It's for business. Of course, it's an interview. Right. Sorry. So yes, I would like to be there as well to learn how to not hurt people with my hands when I punch them. That would be tremendous. At the Everly Grace Tavern.
As soon as Shionibus hears Morel ask for help, immediate glare. Like turn, like that sharp turn and just like glare.
He looks and goes, what? You mortally wound people all the time. I don't understand.
She's gonna
And
walk
Rufa
away
kinda-
and stand next to the orcs and just like,
Morel leans over to Rufa. I know I did something wrong, but I have no idea what wrong I did, and I need a wiser man than I to instruct me on my
Rufa just
mistakes.
kind of looks up and just goes, "Oh, Chilumba's just mad that that tail with her left. You know that tail when she drops. Yes.
Oh, yeah, when her shoulder kind of cooks the primal a bit before she
Yeah.
throws it. Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
hey,
she was mad. She's mad about that.
no, don't get me wrong. That left shoulder is absolutely murder when it hits you in the jaw, but you have to get that
Yes,
hand up
yes,
in
yes.
time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
she's gonna pick up like a small rock and throw it at the back of Morel's head.
What?
With a sharp rapping tick, Morel's gonna go, and you can see him like just laser focus through Rufa. He goes, Rufa, mate, I need your wisdom. I need you to be a good influence on me, mate. I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Rufa just goes, "Yeah, the left. It's the left."
Morel's like, I am learning that I'm going to say nothing. And Morel just
And
kind of like
Rufa-
straightens up.
Rufa really quick goes, "Also, friend Morel, a wise man once said, sometimes it's a good idea to just shut up."
He says, in Acadia, we have many sayings. One of them is this. And he says this very intricate, beautiful foreign language of Acadia. And he says, translated, sometimes the best way to play the game is to not play at all. And I think in this case, I just need to not, really.
Yes. But you
Yeah.
know what? Rufa is now thirsty. Let us go to the tavern, and you, Alona, La Pacifica, all have your rendezvous, and perhaps Rufa could perhaps make a coin or two.
Give me a perception check. And while he's rolling that, La Pacifica Dorita, Sam, please give me a lore test, local if you have it, or give me a survival check to basically drag these people to this. Is that a nat 20?
No.
Is that odds a nat
That
1?
one?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it on this.
Okay, so while you're rolling
Everybody
that,
else had a great Nat 1 experience. I want a Nat 1 experience now.
Okay. So,
Nice.
Sam, while you're rolling that amazing either local lore or lore check if you don't have local, or a survival check, Rufa, you don't remember pink and red being the complexion of Morel's face. Maybe he's got a fever. Maybe the battle wounds from 3 days ago haven't fully healed. But suddenly his face is bright red, and you think his health may be in jeopardy because of it.
Oh, friend Morel, you look a little flushed, maybe sunburned. You know what? Perhaps later at the rendezvous, ask Lona to maybe put some salve on that. Maybe some aloe, a little lotion, maybe. Yes.
Suddenly, a 6'2", 6'3", 240-pound beef tank just shrinks to like 5 foot nothing, and he's just going, rendezvous. I don't know what a rendezvous. Are we rendezvousing? I don't. And he becomes the most awkward, stuttering mess at the mention of the rendezvous with these two individuals. Sam, please, for love of God, what was your survival check?
It was an 11.
Thank you. So, the two female half-orcs, Morel, Rufa, Sidney, Sam, and Kylie. I know I only used like one player name, my apologies. It takes you a long time to get there. To be frank, you kind of get lost a bit, but it starts to become this group effort to find the Everly Grace Tavern franchise within Methuen. Along the way, you kind of work as a team to find it. You eventually do. You ask some strangers, and you finally get to this massive 5-story temple. And as you get into what almost looks like this holy, holy building, you walk in. The doors swung wide open, and you see a plethora of men and women all over the room, laughing, joking, kind of acting like friends. But you start getting the feeling from the body language of people they're talking to is that they're absolute friends with complete and total strangers. The music isn't very loud and overbearing, forcing people to dance. The music's kind of soft, kind of giving more of a friendly ambiance, one of peace, one of calm. And behind the bar, you see a massive staff of people talking to each other and fully engaging with their customers behind the bar counter. It almost feels like, even though everyone here is a stranger, except for their coin and of course the reasons you go to a brothel/tavern, everyone still is very comfortable. They feel there's an air of safety, an air of friendship, an air of, I guess, commonality. You see a bunch of men and women looking kind of shy and bashful as they ask questions to other men and women who just respond with absolute confidence and gentility. No, it's fine. Hey, whatever you want. Let's just talk about it, have a few drinks, let's talk, let's dance. And you do see, despite the tavern environment, a lot of temple/religious affectations are placed up there. You do see a bunch of holy symbols, holy sites, holy dioceses, in the name of Rochelle, the human goddess of working women, wenches, brothels, you name it. And that is where we're going to take our 10-minute break. We're going to go to quick 10. We'll come back at 9:51. When we come back, we will start off with Sam and the whole gang and everything else from there. Sam, thank you so much for your first episode. I hope you guys had a great time. We'll come back in 10, and we'll see just what happens when La Pacificadorita joins the heroes of Edge of Legend. Thank you so much. We'll see you in 10 at 9:42. Hey everyone, and welcome back. Thank you for giving us a quick 10. We're so glad that you let us. I apologize for the quick change. I have pitted through my shirt like it was my job. I wish I got paid to sweat because I would be rich. So I changed into a tank top. I apologize for whatever the heck it is I'm wearing. But that being awkwardly said, we're moving right along. When we left our heroes, they were at the Everly Grace Tavern. So Morel, Ilona, and La Pacificadorita are discussing the finer points of beating someone up without killing them. So what I'd like to do before we get into this conversation, because I'm dying to hear it, I want to know what Rufa and Shionibus and the two female half-orcs are doing in a temple to Rochelle in the Everly Grace Tavern.
Do you want to go first, Chunibus, or shall Rufa go first?
Go ahead. I'm organizing my dice. So
All
by all
right.
means.
Rufa is going to go. Is it like a priest, or is it like the barkeep? Who's the person usually in charge at one of these things?
Give me a society or a local lore.
17.
Okay, so you know that at most brothels, the woman in charge is the madam. She usually engages sparingly, but tries to keep to the business, of course, taking the social aspect in, but she's not going to be working there. The madam is mostly about protection, overseeing the money, and overseeing the facilities. So you can kind of assume if this is a temple structured like a tavern and brothel, that the madam would probably be the head priestess. If you will.
So who would usually hire performers?
That would have to be the madam.
Okay. Rufa is going to try to find the madam, and A, he wants to play wingman for his friends, and also B, make a little cash.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check as you start talking business with some of the people to get into the good graces, if you will, of the madam.
I got a 21.
21. So you're kind of talking around, and eventually you start getting kind of the ear of one of the ladies working the counter, and they kind of stop and they go, okay, hold on. and they kind of plant their hand on the counter, lean in, and they kind of shout up these stairs to the second, third floor, you don't know. And they shout, "Hey, EL, we got a folk here that wants to talk about business." And suddenly this woman descends the staircase, almost as if by summoning by a voice. She is wearing this amazing gown. It is made out of kind of common fabrics, low quality fabrics, if you will. But the colors, the textures of these colors are amazing. You can almost feel her dress with your eyes. She has her hair done up in kind of this bun bouffant situation, just beautiful, just up to the whole thing. And she comes and she looks at you with the swagger of a woman who could not be fazed even if you stabbed her. And she looks at you and she says, "Well, how do you do there? My name is Everly Grace. Now, I see a big strapping man like yourself is coming to my building asking about a job or making some sort of business deal with me. I guess the question is, what kind of business can I possibly do with you?"
That's it all. Rufa just loves the color of your outfit. Very vibrant, very vibrant, very saturated and all that. And your hair, mwah. You just get it done recently.
Give me a diplomacy check. You're flirting with her. You're buttering her up. Go right ahead.
27. I was one away from natural 20.
Oh God. Okay, well, that's still a crit. So she looks at you, and she kind of puts a whole fist on her hip, and she kind of sizes you up, and she goes, "Sweetie, flattery will get you everywhere. But if you're gonna come in here, just say nothing but sweet kindness, I'm gonna have to ask you to buy a drink first, because I don't just talk to strangers for nothing. But I like the cut of your jab. So what exactly are you trying to make Mama EL do for you?"
Rufa kind of does the same pose, but with the free hand kind of like this, and then hip just a little bit more out. Rufa is not no ordinary performer. He is a maestro of glacette, and he has graced your wonderful temple and had decided he shall bless you with a performance of great passion and magnitude.
Out of character, I apologize for this. She leans forward and she goes, "Honey, I've had a lot of men promise me passion and gratitude all night long. And while I do work very hard, my ladies work very, very hard. I'm going to ask for, I guess you could say, a sample of how much energy you're willing to give my temple."
Rufa just nods, yes. If you do not mind, Rufa will talk to the band, set the tone, set the mood.
Oh, if you could be a nice and sweet dear, when you go talk to them let me know when you're talking to them. You see, they kind of, well, let's just say their boots don't step in this, I tell them. So they're going to have to let me know, if you don't mind.
Once again, in normal speech.
Right, out of character. She says if you are going to tell the band to speak or dance or whatever, they don't do anything unless I tell them to. So let me know so I can tell them what to do.
Mm. Yes. Rufa just has some musical requests. Fast on the tempo, low on the bass. Lights down on Rufa. Slowly bring it up. Slowly bring the tempo up. And then explosion.
All right. Okay. Well, that sounds really sweet. I think I can deliver that. She turns to the band, and with one snap, you see this band kind of like stop, robotically almost. And she says, "Now listen, y'all here. Give me a nice, good rendition of Rochelle's Hard Night Out. Make sure you hit that crescendo hard. Don't pop it too gently now. And give this man his limelight. He is trying to, I guess you could say, perform for the madam." And with that, you almost see this magical kind of reemergence hit the band. And they just go 1, 2, 3, and they give you your song. Give me a performance check as you dance.
Really,
Yeah.
quick. When you say they kind of spring to life, I was thinking the animatronics from Chuck E. Cheese.
I'm not gonna lie. The minute I'm describing this, I'm like, oh god, dang it! It's gonna sound like Chuck E. Cheese, and it did. No.
Just had to point that out. I just had to point that out.
Oh, I know. I felt it in my bones. I'm like, please don't make this a Chuck E. Cheese. It's Chuck E. Cheese. God dang it.
24.
Okay. So, hold on. I gotta make a note here. Okay, so we're gonna come to Shonibus. Shonibus, are you gonna do anything before this? Like, what's your goal while you're in the temple of, pardon me, Rochelle, aka the Everly Grace Tavern?
We are drinking and sulking.
Drinking and sulking. Okay. You get a drink. Give me a fortitude save as you take your first drink.
Oh, goodness. Okay, hold on. Where the heck did all of my stuff go? That is a 24.
Okay. So you're handling your drinks very, very well. Hera and Antigone are kind of saddled up beside you. And they're the same thing, elbows on the table, and they're drinking alongside you. And Antigone kind of says, all right, so what's your deal? Like, you're this gorgeous elf and you're hanging out with these idiot short lifers. Why?
Okay, out of character short lifers just sounds like mouth breathers, like the same category.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's elvish derogatory slang for people who aren't elvish.
Yeah, that was my meaning of that. Anyway, are they kind of on like both sides of her? Are they?
They're paired up, but it's not hard for them to keep an eye on you. Like, Antigone is the farthest away, and she's only 5 feet away. Hera's like 3 feet.
Right on. She shrugs. I don't know, honestly. Talk of war, I guess, and all that. Speaking of, she immediately switches to orcish, and like, you didn't care for that little saying back there, did you?
Okay, so Antigone, who is like shoulders up, elbows on the table, eyes in her drink, sighs, and looks to you and says, do you know how much of a pain in the ass it is to hear that stupid phrase everywhere I go? Every stupid green I run into shouts blood for blood, and yet whenever I try to even talk to them about blood, they look down on me for being only half an orc. And then I gotta hear this being screamed every time these dumbasses run off to die in a battle that they don't even believe in. It's like I'm being grouped into a bunch of genocidal maniacs. And I'm sick and tired of being considered one of them just because of what? I'm half of them? I don't mean to take it personally.
Society works. Kind of sound like you do, though.
Antigone kind of shakes her head and just downs her cup. Hera leans over and she says, Antigone and I have been sisters of battle for a long time. We've kind of started our own mercenary company. It's just the two of us, but we make a really good living. The problem is that because of the past couple of years and all the orcs attacks that have been going on, business has been kind of rough. Because people look at us and they think we're fully orc and not only half orc. And we know that when we go to orc camps, we're not going to be treated with the same respect that we would, the same amount of fear when we go around humans. So, I mean, how would you feel if there was some elvish phrase that was like a battle cry to death? And every time someone looked at you, they said this word at you, this battle cry to go die for something you don't believe in, and you're not even allowed to participate in it. You know, it's just, it's weird. I don't know. I guess we're a little resentful. I'm sorry. It's messed up right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you at all. But, war is war, right? I've seen enough warfare in my lifetime.
Antigone slams her drink down and she goes, I make money off of war. I don't make war. War is what those idiots do. Sorry. It's been a long time since seeing my kitty and my wife. I'm very pissed. I just want to go home, at least for like 2 months, and then go back on business. I'm sorry. I'm a little...
My best advice to you, get out while you can. If you want a normal life, spend with your wife, your cats, how many, God's knows how many there are. You don't want to stay in this business. Believe me, I've been in it for a long time.
Antigone kind of nods and she goes, yeah. But what can you do when it's the only thing you're good at, the only thing you know? And people look you up and down and give you a job. You just kind of roll with it, right?
Yeah, you got a point.
Mm.
So I got a question.
What's up?
You send these letters to this beneficiary, I guess. Where do you send them? Come on, you have to know something about this guy.
No, the whole thing is super tight. Raven comes to us periodically throughout the day. We put the letter in the Raven goes off. We never see the point of contact. We just get the return investment by the morning, the gold in full.
Does he go by anything? A name? He has to sign it. Come on.
I wish we could say, but it's in some sort of letters we don't understand. I've never seen this scribble before in my life.
You got a sample on you?
Not on me, no. We already did our correspondence. I'll tell you what, when next morning rise and we get the response from the Raven, come find us and we'll show you the letter. But otherwise, we're going to be so busy counting the money.
Yeah. A lot of money,
Yeah. That's why we took this stupid job following you guys. 500 gold a day plus a stipend for expenses. I mean, we'd be stupid not to. Worst case scenario, you find us first day, we still make 500 gold plus food and lodging. What is that? 750? 650? Come on, that's too good of a job. Hera.
Don't you want to
continue,
join
please.
war with us? Don't you want to fight alongside us? And she kind of just like rolls her eyes at the thought of going to war yet again. Because she's probably seen war in her 2000 lifetime.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Ooh. That is a 17.
Hera and Antigone both hear that. And you can see Antigone's kind of like, she's definitely assuaged by that idea. You can see she's itching for an honest fight, like an honest, good morale fight. Hera seems like a fight sounds good. A fight sounds fun, but she does not seem like to share her sister's goals of world glory in combat. But Antigone's like, God, I kind of miss a good, clean fight. I'm sick and tired of these like horrible mercenary missions.
You know what? Think on it. She then pulls out a couple of gold coins and puts them on the table and kind of like looks at the barkeep and kind of like next round and then gets up. And
yeah.
She's going to walk away, like lean against a wall or something and be brooding. You know, the usual.
Yeah, you're going to Batman yourself. As you walk away, Hera kind of like does a quick, like gentle grab of your tunic to get your attention. And Hera's going to like kind of pull you in and look kind of awkwardly like she wants to whisper something in your ear or whisper something close to you.
Going to lean forward against the table.
All right. So Hera, the side shave and the long hair, she kind of goes, So, and this is stupid. I get it, but like, what's the deal with the big guy?
She glances at. She like looks over her shoulder at Morel, and then at Alona, and then like chuckles like softly. He's harmless.
No,
And
and
walks off.
she does the thing where she puts like she like fingers the hair behind the ear. And she goes, no, but okay. Yeah, no, it's stupid. Okay, and hair just kind of goes back to her drink. Now we cut to Sidney, Sam, and Morel as you're at the table having your interview for a book on how to beat people up without killing them.
I'm talking to Morel. I'm like, so I heard you talking to your friend about her tell with the shoulder,
Yeah.
and just I've been thinking about like holding some classes, but with just like a nominal fee, right?
Yeah.
And I could really help with that. So I mean, she looks really sad.
Mhm.
So just let her know. Yeah, let your friend know. It's cheap, not even a few gold, right?
Well, a few gold nominal fee for lessons in not being sad while you beat people up. Am I getting this correct?
Well, your other friend was mentioning the tell of like, when they go to like punch and it kind of shows. So
Yeah, the way she
opponent
chambers her left
knows.
arm before she throws the blow. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And weaknesses in your attacks can make you sad. So maybe that's what it is.
Hmm.
Which it could really help, just let her know. Let her know my services are available.
And I can't. I'm loving Michael doing the whole. I'm judging you, like I called it. Anyway, brilliant roleplay, Sam. So Morel is just like going, yeah. You can tell he's making a mental note, like, talk to Shionabis about her chambered left arm. She might be sad, and like you can just see him thinking about that, like, yeah, that might get me in trouble, but it might be helpful. And then he turns to
Flyer.
Alona. What's that?
Oh, I said I'll get you a flyer or something.
Oh my God.
A flyer. That's great. We met this guy from Ulfgard Company who mentioned about having relations with the public. Apparently, he's very keen on that. I think that might be very helpful in getting your classes out there. But we have to find Ulfgard, and Afra knows how we can get in touch with them. Alona, you're taking notes. Did you have any questions for our friend La Pacifa Dorita? Sorry, I'm totally taking all your time.
All good. No. I just I have so many, so I want to start with the really good ones first. So what I guess fighting style do you follow? Do you use, I guess is the right word for that?
Oh, well, I like to think I'm inspired from all sorts of fighting styles, but honestly, I think I just try to uphold the legacy of my grandmother. I'm sure you've heard of her. She's one of the most famous masked warriors to come out of Azmacan. Her name's La Gran Pacificadora. I'm La Pacificadorita. It can be a little confusing sometimes. Sometimes people get us mixed up because they say we look alike, which is it's really sweet. But yeah.
Oh, cool. So your grandmother, is she was she your teacher?
Yes. Well, it's what they like to call, a legacy. So she passed on her moves to my mother. My mother taught me. We have, her good name to uphold. She used to bring peace, to our people with just like her moves, really. And also she was a great diplomat, but like her moves were really what did it, I think.
So her moves, the ones that you're using now, how do you hurt people without killing them?
Well, I mean, if they, sometimes they get killed, but only when that's part of, what needs to happen. I don't know if How do I put this? Okay, off the record.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I've done a few jobs, for money. And sometimes people die, but I need the money, so it is off the record. Don't tell anybody. So once you've killed people a few times, you kind of get the idea of like, oh, don't hit them again, or they'll die, and you just stop there, right? It's really easy. You just have to kill a few people first, unfortunately. But just like, don't put that in the article.
Okay. Alona's gonna look at Morel like, does that track?
Morel kind of looks at Alona and goes, sadly, it kind of does. Yeah.
Oh.
Normally, blunt force trauma exists in a form of what is science, really. You see, mass and force equals impact and velocity. So when I throw my fist, my arm weighs about 35 pounds. And when I extend my 35-pound arm, extend about approximately somewhere between 75 and 90 miles an hour on impact. All that works together to create massive amounts of force. And of course, according to physics, if my force is equal to or greater than the mass that I'm impacting, there will be a great disposition of kinetics. If I can make my kinetic output larger than their mass, neutral state density, then I can create such an effect wherein either a knockout is possible, or I then therefore destroy the mass that I'm impacting. So if I can throw my arm about 90 miles an hour, 35 pounds of mass, I could probably destroy most skulls with a right hook.
Yeah, I think you need to work a little bit on, how you market that that description. I tend to think that something along the lines of hit them hard and then do it again is like way easier than like mass at.
I'm so sorry. Back when I was in the military, we had to learn this because we had to learn how our punches were going to kill our opponents on sheer impact. Not a lot of officers specialize in the form of combat that I had to adopt, but because of my previous experience, I was given a short ramp, if you will, into this branch of the military of Acadia.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So this is in character to Ichi. La Pacificadorita. Your moves are family lineage. So you're not allowed to teach them to anyone outside of your family.
I mean, I could teach them, but it's okay. So basically, with the masked warrior circuit, everyone has their moves, and having the lineage from mother to daughter, it's just like, it's really cool, and the cool factor is what sells tickets. So having the move widespread, it's kind of like, you want to collect them all, right? You want to see each individual, what they have to offer, even if honestly, sometimes the moves are kind of similar between people. You brand them differently, right?
Yeah.
Give it a special name, have some flair, and just perform it for people well. And they'll remember who you are. They'll come back, they'll give you money, they'll buy your, little statuettes. If you can get someone to carve the little statuettes, the limited edition ones go for a lot. So I'm shooting for one of those this year.
About this time, Shionibus joins the table. Out of character, I'm giving Sam a hero point for basically saying that there's an action figure of her character somewhere in the world. I love that. Kylie joins the table just in time for Rufa to do what he does best. As Shionibus joins the table and Morel is like, oh yeah, of course, join us. You suddenly hear this amazing kind of guitar riff, this complicated, full of multiple chords and individual notes, stringing together into a bass line. And then with that, you have a slow build of drums, a slow build of violin pumping to the heartbeat of a warrior on the dance floor. And with that, the sudden lights just poof, pop with a loud fizzle. And there is Rufa, the Grand Maestro of Grazie, as he proceeds to dance. Rufa, tell me the tale as you conquer the dance floor.
All right. The lights goes low. Slowly, you see just one single beam of light at his feet, and slowly goes up, up. And then as soon as he gets his face, he's kind of profile, then that's when the entire band starts kind of explodes in a musical rhythm, cacophony. The dance starts off. He's kind of holding his coiled up chain whip, which is just using kind of like a tambourine a little bit. His hips sway back and forth, back and forth. Then he lets loose the chain. The dance itself is a combination of kind of a single man tango meets rhythmic gymnastics with the chain whip.
Very, very nice. And as you build with the sound of your pounding footsteps and your rhythmic shoulders and hip gyrations and the chain whip just snapping in tune to the drums and guitar behind you, eventually you can feel your blood pump, your skin warm to the touch as the rhythm builds this gigantic crescendo. And suddenly as it builds, it crashes with this epic dramatic snare and flare. And there with one last pose is barely breaking a sweat Rufa, the Grandmaster of Grazie, as his dance performance stuns. The room is dead silent as everyone is staring in awe at this amazing performance. But you hear this slow clap from the back, and walking into the dimly lit room as the lights begin to slowly come back is Everly Grace herself saying, "Well, now I've seen a bunch of men do the tango in every single direction, vertical and horizontal, and I gotta say, good sir, if your word is as good as your hips and feet, I think we can do business for a long time. Please, come on, meet me by the bar. We gotta discuss some figures."
After you.
Oh, no, please, after you. I like to watch a man walk away.
He walks towards the bar. He has a long coat, but he kind of sweeps up to the side where his backside kind of just slightly sways back and forth.
Now, I need everyone to make a perception check.
Is it for Rufa's ass?
Yes.
No perception check needed. You got that, like, easy.
Would this be according to my open case I have? Any of them?
Yes.
26.
26 Rufa, nicely done. Sidney, what is Alona's perception check?
17.
17, not bad. What is La Pasiva Dorita's perception check, Sam?
18.
Nice. And Shunivis, what is your perception check?
26.
Oh, yeah. Perfect that you all have this number. So, as Everly Grace puts this really faint hand upon you, you see her kind of take a napkin and she kind of rolls it out, Rupa. You see her rolling a napkin, and the napkin somehow transforms into this beautiful contract. And she places it down. She goes, "Now sign here." In a minute, as she's talking business, you all hear a horrible screaming coming from outside the tavern. It is this raucous rampage, this collective cacophony, as the entire city is now thrown into whatever anarchy that is making this sound. But then on the back end of their screams of terror and pain, you hear a sound, one you haven't heard for a while, as this loud, blood-curdling, violent squawking proceeds to cry over the whole city. I know you're thinking, Kylie, not yet. What do you do?
I really quickly scanned the contract with my legal lore.
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
Yeah, go right ahead. Give me a legal lore check.
22.
22. You see a contract written before you. And the crazy thing is 10 seconds ago, it was a napkin. And now it is the size of a full parchment filled with legalese. And you read it and it says, all performances by Rudfield while in the Everly Grace Tavern is tantamount to this much money, 4 performances per hour, free room and board, 1 drink per hour, per diem for themselves and 1 for any parties with them, provided that understanding all performances done here and now are now ownership of the avatar of Rochelle, Everly Grace herself, and Rochelle proper. Let these dancings be a blessing to the goddess of the working women, and let them all work to promote the safety of every brothel, bar, and wench present.
I just want to know, it's just for this one time, this time while we're in this town, and it's done when we leave, or is it for now and forever?
The contract specifically states whenever you perform in the Everly Grace Tavern, it is property of the Everly Grace Tavern. But you will be paid for your time.
Tavern or to
you
the
get
franchise?
You get the idea from the language. It's a franchise. Every time you're at an Everly Grace Tavern and you perform, that performance is their property. However, you'll be paid for your time, given room and board, and 1 free drink per diem for you and your friends. But you will be expected to dance, and that dance will be owned by Rochelle herself, the goddess of all working women, and Everly Grace, her avatar, who runs every single brothel and tavern in the Everly Grace franchise.
Rufa just looks at the contract and go, no. Rufa apologizes. This language here is pointing out, like, Rufa could do this for this time until we leave. Rufa cannot be tied down to just one performance.
Sidney, your hand is raised. What's up?
Okay, well, Rufa's doing that. Alona runs outside to where the screams are.
There you go. Okay. Rufa, by the way, does anyone else run outside to the screams?
Ichi runs outside. She thinks maybe they're starting the next round of ring matches.
All right. Okay, Jonas, what are you doing?
She is going to stand like towards a corner and have her bow and arrow ready for if anything comes through that door that is at least somewhat threatening.
All right, so you're primed and ready to Overwatch. You see Morel see Alona and La Pacifica just book it, and he's like, let's have a row. He gets his shield up and he just starts charging out with the 2 ladies. You see Herod and Antigone at the bar. The minute everyone starts moving, they scoot out, kick the chairs back, pull out weapons, and run out the bar. So, yes, Rufa.
Rufa is just gonna look at the barkeep, the madam.
Mm-hmm.
Rufa's dance is a dance of freedom. It cannot be tied down. So Rufa will leave you with this. We shall negotiate further, but for now, Rufa must check upon troubles. But it is Rufa's duty.
I do love it when any man or woman or anything else tries to make the negotiations last. So you go out and do what you're gonna do. I'll sit here and work on my legalese.
And Rufa kind of just gracefully while making sure he sways his buttocks ever so gently.
You hear faintly going, I hate to see him come, but I love to watch him go. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Anyway, so as you enter back into Methune, as you leave the tavern/brothel, the temple to Rochelle, and of course with the avatar herself, Everly Grace, being present, you go out in the city and you see, sure enough, it is chaos and pandemonium as men and women are fleeing everywhere. You see women taking their husbands, kissing them, throwing them under their counters, pulling out like swords and shields, getting ready. You see other women kissing each other, pulling out their swords and shields and getting ready. And suddenly, breaking through the smoky, burning haze of chaos and war, you see an advancing army of orcs spill into the city. And worse yet, over the entire city, taking giant circles, long, strong wings beating against the breeze, and that horrible, blood-curdling cry. You see the biggest griffin you have ever seen in your entire life. And atop that griffin appears to be many bodies, having a chaos of a time. The city is now under siege by orcs. Roll initiative.
Yep.
So I have a feeling that once Shionova saw Rufa leave, she goes, damn it, and then like scurries after.
I'll accept that. So you're totally out there in the midst. Give me your initiatives when you get the chance.
Are you rolling perception or what are we rolling?
You are rolling, let's see, perception unless you have a reason to roll anything else.
All
So if
right.
you're rolling initiative, you can roll perception. But if you're stealthing, you can roll a stealth check. But it has to make sense.
I got a 19.
Thank you, Sam.
I got a 16.
Thank you, Sid. A 16.
Got a 12.
12 for Rufa. Excellent. What you got, Shonobus?
That's an 18 for stealth.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
Shouldn't
PJ, really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because Rufa was performing, he would have his chain out already. So would it be I would have my weapon at the ready?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, someone walked by and knocked over a computer. Let's take a quick note check for Morel's his initiative bonus, really. Okay. So, as you guys enter the city proper, the orcs get the first attack. They critically succeeded their initiative roll. So as you spill out into the city, you hear nothing but chaos and violence everywhere. A few of the orcs kind of and they start charging with weapons drawn. Those who speak Orcish, please raise your hand. Excellent. You hear their battle cry in Orcish, which is, of course, blood for blood, with a heavy vengeance dripping like a poisonous honey off these words. They draw weapons and run. They move up to you, and they will be striking first. La Pacifitorita and Morel. First one rolling against La Pacifitorita. Okay, let's see here. That is a 6 on a die face, making their total 2 hits. I just had the stats for them. Where did they go? Where did they come from? There we go. Nope, that's not it. I believe that is a 14 to hit you. Does that hit, Sam?
Does not hit.
Okay, 14 does not hit. That is a miss. The other one is going to try and hit Morel. Ty goes Defender. He will miss. Both of them come running up out of nowhere. They draw what looks like very short axes that curl around their knuckles, and they throw these bashing strikes at you. You easily deflect them as the blows go wild. That being stated, I need everyone to make a reflex save. The number to beat is a 15.
The 22.
I
That
definitely beat it
does
with a 24.
That definitely beats it. What about you, Kylie?
17.
That beats it. What about you?
17.
17. Cool. Okay, so for those who are succeeding, you will only take half of this. Trust me, it's like nothing. You will take half of 8 damage, so you'll take 4 damage. Those who almost got critically succeeded, no one critically succeeded, but everyone takes 4 damage basically. As the griffin swoops by quickly, and a bunch of orcs just throw axes down from above. They skim you as they fly by. It's basically a grazing blow, but a lethal weapon just knocks off your arm and creates a nice, shallow, and annoying cut. That is going to be the turn of the orcs. You are now surrounded by 5 orcs. 2 have already attacked. The other 2 can't take their turns yet. The next action goes to Sam. Sam, you have an orc right in front of you. What do you do?
She sighs. She's like, I know no one's going to pay me for this. And she gets her maul and just goes for a blow right across the face.
All right, roll to hit. Are you raging by any chance?
Yes, she's raging because she's angry. No one's going to pay her for this.
Nice. Okay, that's very valid. So 1 action for raging. 1 action to roll a hit. Roll that hit, please.
Okay. So, it is, I have a +8 to hit. Oh, so that's a 23.
Ooh, hold on. Does that crit? Does not crit. Still hits solidly. Roll damage, please.
All right. That's my D12. All right, we have, it's 11 points of damage.
Oh. Okay, 1 second.
Oh, wait. 2 additional damage because I'm raging, so that's 13.
We got our tank.
Oh, God. Dear God. Okay, so hold on. So you take your hammer. Please tell me what happens. How do you hit them with the hammer?
So because she's a short dwarf, and this orc is probably a tall creature, she wants to hit them right in the face because she's angry. So she kind of you're kind of surprised how she does this because she seems so stocky and the maul is so large, but she does kind of a jump into the air and swipes to get the orc right in the face, eye level.
So you jump up and you crack him, and you can even feel it's a clean, solid impact on the meaty side of his head. He is basically carrying, like I said, those two knuckle axes, and as he whips and he drops to a knee, and his body's about to drop down, and then you see him, fuck, and he is screaming blood for blood as he is just raging beyond death. So congratulations, you almost killed him. Thank God for that frenzy, though. What's up, Michael?
I just say with that jump, Nike's looking for a endorsement deal.
Good. If I had a manager, I'd have them talk to my manager.
What?
But I'm looking for a manager, so
Yeah. I think your catchphrase could be just kill it.
just kill it. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
So you bam, and he just starts coming back from what you thought was almost a certain death. You have 1 action left. What are you going to do?
Can I hit again?
Yes, you
Hit
may.
again?
It will be at a
Alright.
-4, I believe.
All right, we'll take that. Oh, that's not my D20. Woohoo. All right. Ooh, okay. So that is a 22 to hit.
Still not a crit, but it hits like a truck. Roll damage, please.
All right. That's 13 again. Did I do 13 last time?
You did, you did 12 damage last time.
Oh, 13.
Huh. Okay. Sam,
Yeah.
first fight of the game, first turn of the game, first turn of your show ever. Sam, tell me the tale of how you kill your first orc in combat.
So with that first hit, she had jumped up to just whack him in the face. And through the momentum sees that he's not down yet. She just kind of rolls with the momentum, just makes like a full circle around, plants, and just hits right into the middle of the torso all in one smooth movement.
Oh, and as you follow through that movement, you can actually see his whole torso redirect and dislocate from the main center part of his body. He's kind of just coughs orcish blood as he drops dead from broken ribs, dislocated spine, and probably a popped lung. He dead. He's dead with a -10. He dead.
I look at Merle and I'm like, just keep hitting them hard, see?
Morel with his shield raised and right arm cocked goes, "Oh yeah, sure. Next time I'm carrying a big giant F-off hammer, I'll just make sure to keep hitting them. You're completely accurate. Thank you for your wisdom." Next up is Shionibus. You see the little dwarf woman that you just met kicking ass in a ring slaughter an orc in about 3 seconds flat. What do you do with the other 4 that are still alive?
If I'm stealthing, how close? And I'm say hiding behind a building. What?
I think you're.
Like when does?
I think your evil robot twin Kaylee's showing up. Can you give me that again?
How close is one of them to me?
Okay, so let me see if I got this right. Apologies again for the evil robot Kaylee showing up and trying to stop you from playing. If you are running to a nearby house stealthing, you're asking how many are still nearby?
Yes. I have no idea if you can hear me now, but
Yes. At least I can hear you. Yes, solid.
yeah. So how far away is one from me and what's not?
Sure. So you were probably about like maybe 10 feet away from the combat. If you're running your full one stride of 30 feet, that would put you at a 45-foot distance away from the front line of combat. So you should be about 45 feet away from all of them.
Right on. We are going to surprise attack whichever one's closest.
Okay. All right. That's right, because you took a level of rogue. I'm excited to see a ranger rogue combo. Yeah, go ahead and roll a surprise attack.
Ooh, that is a 26 to hit.
Okay, so you move to flanking, so they're about 30, 45 feet away. That should work. Say it again, it was 26 to hit?
Yes.
Oh, God. That's a crit.
Yes, it is.
So I believe, and those who watch at the table Tuesdays at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, I believe we confirm precision damage actually is doubled in a crit. If I'm wrong, please get in the chat and confirm and correct me. But that means that is double the dice of your normal attack, double the dice of your sneak attack, and double the enhancement of your strength. Good God, roll that beautiful, beautiful damage.
What is it for sneak attack? What dice is it?
1d6. So technically that'd be 2d6 for the sneak attack by itself.
Holy crap.
Y'all, we knew it. We learning new stuff. This is great.
This is what happens when you multi-class as a rogue.
I love it so much. All right, let's see.
The good thing is I believe the archetype for rogue only gives you plus 1d6 for sneak attack. Still. She could mark them as her quarry and do bonus damage on top of bonus damage. It gets stupid real fast.
All right, let's do all these dice. Do I have another D10? No, I only do one D10. Oh no. That's a lot of math. Okay.
Oh, brain.
Hold on. I need a calculator.
For those of you watching, if you're ever GMing and your character's crit and say, hold on, I need a calculator, hold on to your butts. That character's probably going to kill someone.
Yeah.
That's 37 damage.
What?
Do I chat? Do I even roll I'm going to roll the frenzy save. I don't know how they're going to beat a frenzy save. With a critical fail, they just friggin' don't. So, one second. I got to do math.
Huh. How dead is he dead?
Yeah, Shonibus, you looked at an orc and took him from full HP to negative 18 HP. Tell me the tale, Shionibus. Tell me this tale. What do you do?
So at first, she watches the whole fight between this new dwarf that just walked into their group and is like, you should have and like sideways, like holds bow sideways, docks it, and just square the temple out the other side. Like, this dude ain't getting back up.
So, for those of you who don't know this word, I recommend looking it up because it's disgusting. It's called trepanning. I believe our friend just trepanned this poor, unfortunate orc, which means to drill, pierce, and sometimes penetrate the skull. So, as you just go like, just swing until you shut up. You do this no-look, like, sideways bow shot. As the arrow hits just above the eye, right in the soft temple, you can see the arrow hit, kind of meet some resistance, and then push through the other side. The orc is like, blood for blood, and then drops.
Oh no.
You can see him stopping for a minute. He's like, nope, I'm gonna, and then drops dead. God bless, you one-shot an orc. God in heaven. Congratulations, you murdered this guy. You still have one action if you want to do something.
Yeah. Let's aim for the next one. We're gonna mark as prey, and we're just gonna aim at the next one. Still, just like, shut up. Oh,
that's not
that's
good.
a nat one.
Oh, I call that the devil's luck. So,
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah, that's right. I'm going to shoot you next. And you're kind of like looking over at La Pacifica going, just keep hitting him until he's dead, man. And you don't even look as your arrow goes wide. I need you to roll 1d8 for me really fast. Just a 1d8, no bonuses.
I'm
Who do
real
you
scared
hit?
now. If it's Xanakin, I'll be okay with that. That's a 3.
3. I need from you a normal damage roll of your bow. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Dead.
Ooh, that's a 15.
A 15. Okay, 15 damage. 15 damage. 15 damage is now being taken by Sidney as the arrow goes wide, and by some crazy FU logic, this arrow bounces and hits her square in the stomach. You take 15 damage from this arrow.
Shonibus just like goes, oh, and just like slides back in like to the building so she doesn't get seen.
So you're like, oh no. And you can almost hear Felix Chance laughing as he's like, that's what you get for taking me fucking money.
Oh shit.
That being said, that is Shionibus's turn. Next up, Sidney. Sidney, it's your turn. You've just been gut shot by an arrow. You watch this dwarf. Well, you watch your dwarf and your elven friend murder 2 orcs. What are you gonna do?
What did I do? She's just gonna scream. And then she's gonna heal herself. She's gonna heal herself. She's gonna use one of her heals because with this, she's almost dead.
I thought I had a feeling. Okay, roll heal.
Because she took that -4 and she only had, well, I mean, she's at like less than half her health. She's not almost dead, but she's like not doing great. So she's gonna take this time to heal herself. And she heals herself 8 points of damage.
Not bad, not bad.
Not the worst. I still have an action, yeah.
Was that the 2 action heal or the 1 action heal?
Just one.
You have 2 actions left.
Oh, cool, because I want to try out my hand wraps of heavenly peace.
Right, square up. Let's do this in the name of peace.
Okay. So she's going to be like, ow! And she's like going to like put her hand over her stomach and like heal it with Afra's flower. And she's like, God, man, I'm so okay. And so she squares up. She's like, all right, okay. Let's try these things out. I'm still very excited. And she's gonna go up to one of the orcs and she's gonna be like, hey.
And he's gonna sock him with a jab.
Right in the face.
Roll to hit.
Okay. So she just really wants to see what happens. She's never hit anyone before in her life. So she's like, this is how you do it, right? In the face? I saw people do it in the face. And then, okay, so since this is my first time actually attacking hand-to-hand in Pathfinder.
Sure.
I roll a d20 and add my strength modifier?
You have your strength modifier, and if you're trained in unarmed combat, which I believe you are, you also get your level +1. No, +2. I'm sorry, level +2.
Okay. That is... Does a 15 hit?
That hits.
Yay! I just go... Yay!
Roll damage. The weapon, the magical weapon confirms that your unarmed strikes are now 1d8 non-lethal, and they give you a +1 damage to your enhancement. So whatever your strength is, add 1 to that modifier, and add that to your 1d8 roll.
I have no strength.
So you have a +1 damage and a d8.
Yeah, basically.
Lovely.
That is 2 points of damage.
It's a jab. It's a jab.
It's a jab. So you're like, hey, poof, and you just jab this orc. You see him, poof, his head kind of rocks back. His eyes kind of cross for a second, and you can see this aura of flowers just blooming off of him. And he's like, as he's like just getting really mad at you for punching him in the nose.
Oops.
So he takes 2 non-lethal damage to the face. All right. So you healed, moved, and attacked. That's your turn, but you got 2 non-lethal HP on the board. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Now I know how to hit people.
You do. Morel's turn. Hold on.
Oh, PJ?
Yep.
Really quick. So is Woodward not here?
You know, I would love to roll for Ian, but I feel like while he's gone, I don't feel good about rolling for him in combat.
Gotcha.
Let's say Woodward is here, but he's with Hera and Antigone on the other side of the city, beating up bad guys. But I will say this. Morel... Morel charges to the battlefield. He gets in between. So if Sam is here and Sidney's here, he's right in the middle, and he's adjacent to the orc that Sidney just punched. And suddenly, as you knock this guy in the face, Sidney, you feel this giant whoosh as this giant right haymaker just cracks this orc on the jaw, critting him. Oh, hold on. For 18 damage, putting the orc to -5, and you can just hear him shouting as he throws the punch, and he says, "You are forgiven," and cracks his jaw, the orc on the jaw. The orc just turns his body horrendously as his jaw dislocates, his eyes roll in his head, and you can see blood kind of coming out of his ear, and he drops to the ground. And Morel sits there and goes, "Sorry, I need to work on the whole pulling my blows so I don't kill them. What am I saying?" And then he pulls up his shield for the razor shield action, and he just says, "Children of Gorm, know me. I am the Acadian of Afra, and I will die on the front line to stop you from killing these people today." And he raises his shield. So that's Morel's turn as he apologizes to both the ladies, going, "I don't know what I'm doing." Rufa. End of the round, you're seeing a front line now being established with Sam, Sidney, Morel. You see Shionibus has just completely butchered an orc a little off in the distance. You see Woodward's Hera and Antigone kind of fading off to the left, and there is 2 more orcs approaching the front line. Another orc's back there being easily handled with, and this giant griffin just circling over Mithun. What do you do?
Okay, first of all, because Alona has Morel there, and we are backed up from the back with Chonibus, Rufa's gonna back up Ichi. So first, I'm guessing these are the orcs from the Green Army, right?
Yeah, it's
pretty confident that yeah. Okay, which means as part of my main case, I can use devise a stratagem as a free action.
Oh yes, you can.
So I'm going to assess one of the orcs' weakness. So,
all right.
I got 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, that gives you a +1 bonus. Is that correct?
No. This one gives me a basically my next attack is going to be at a 20.
It's
different from the playtest version.
That's right. Basically, you're front loading. So when you do hit this guy, it will be as if you rolled a 20 to hit him. Yeah. So as you're looking at him, you can tell from the 2 axes that he's using, they're hand axes with a blade kind of beards around the knuckles. You can tell from his fighting stance that he is a combination of an axe fighter and a boxer. The problem with his fighting stance is that while he favors a protection around the head and a groping arm for quick strikes to open up for a bashing haymaker, his legs and torso are wide open for a strike. So that gives you basically the intelligence bonus to hit and damage should you strike.
All right. So with my first actual action, I'm going to use my swashbuckler battle dancer to get panache.
God bless. Here we go. Yes, roll it.
Yep. So I am going to use fascinating performance on one of the orcs.
All right. I don't know if it's a -1 or a -20 or a critical 20. Natural 20.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Nat 20.
The first non-dirty crit of the game. So what happens when you critical these dudes?
Rufa swings out his whip and kind of bellows out, "How dare you interrupt Rufa's contract negotiation? That is just not polite."
All right, and you could see the orc that you've been like eyeing up goes, and you kind of see him stumble. contract negotiation. Like he doesn't quite. He's like, why is this word I should care about?
Okay, now with my second action, gonna demoralize.
Oh God. Okay, go right ahead.
So let's
roll
strike
that.
some fear.
All right, fear him. Roll that intimidation check.
Okay, I see. It's 21.
Okay. 21. I'm pretty sure that beats his will DC, but I want to see if it's a crit.
Oh, I'm putting the fear in the one that's not fascinated, by the way. Just
Okay, so the other one. So the one who's fascinated, who's just confused and just like, what are you talking about? The other one, the other orc, who's got like this other variation of like a back fist overhand strike.
actually, one second.
Yeah,
This is what he yells out. I know! I am a lawyer! That's the battle cry.
I am a lawyer! He's like, Phoenix Wright, objection! Meanwhile, this other orc who's got this chambered back fist and this chambered overhand left is just like, he hears it, he goes, Kothan lawyer? Kothan lawyer! And he starts like turning his whole back from you. And then he starts shouting. Sam knows this and Shonomus knows this. In Orcish, he hears, it is the lawyer of Cobbledale. Alert the Red Rock, the lawyer of Cobbledale has returned as he's proceeding to run.
And with my last action on the fascinated orc, using that dirty 20 to attack.
All right, that will hit. Not a crit, but still stanky hit. Give me that fat damage.
All right.
I don't know why it's fat. I'm excited.
Oh, by the way, let me just check if I can do that. Can that be a strategic strike?
Yes,
it is. It's part of the attack, apparently.
Yeah, I believe it's part of. Yeah, I think you have to declare strategic strike as part of the attack, or you can declare your finishing strike as part of the attack. I think.
Okay. Well, yeah. So would I roll my D6 then with my D4?
Yes, you would, and you still have panache, so I believe that still gives you like a +1 or 2 to the damage.
No, actually no. Panache gives me that movement bonus and I tumble through bonus. I haven't gotten the panache attack feat yet. I don't get that till later.
Got it for later because you multi-class. Excellent. Either way, roll that sick damage.
All right.
Disgusting amounts of damage. What are you doing? What are you doing to me?
What are you doing to me?
8. Do I add dexterity to my damage or because of the whip or not?
I believe it's strength. It's dexterity to hit, but it's still strength for damage.
Okay. 6, 7, 8. 10.
Okay. So you crack your chain whip. It slams into the dense meat of the orc body, and you can feel from your own hand the impact recoiling through your grip, and you can see just bruising and skin splaying as the orc just takes it across the chest and just kind of screams in pain and then starts bristling as he looks you in the eye and his axe hands raise as he just keeps saying fuck, like just ready to just roll rampage on you. Now for that, the end of the first round is done. Top of the second round, the orcs go. I need everyone to make a reflex save as the griffin attack continuously bombs down with throwing axes.
Yeah, we should probably handle that, shouldn't we?
Yeah, you know.
30, 20.
18.
30, 20, 18. Sam, what you get for that reflex save?
25.
Ooh, I love it. 25. What you get, Sidney?
That is a 17.
All right. Let's see. Anyone who raise your hand if you got under 20. Cool. You guys safe to take half damage. Michael, what was yours again? 20 what?
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 the dot. Okay, cool. You save, you take half damage. Oh gosh. Sam, you critically save, you take no damage. Everyone but Sam take 3 damage as axes just come flying down from the sky and pepper the ground below. So with that, the other orcs are going to take their turn. I'm sorry. The 1.5 orcs are going to take their turn. The one that Michael has bloodied and pissed off starts charging past the front line. Does anyone have attack of opportunity at level 2? Sam,
Do I?
Shonibus, Morel, Sidney. It'll be on your character sheet. Unless you're a level 1 fighter, you probably won't have it this early on. That's okay. Just thought I would ask. While this is... Yeah, go ahead and check. If you want to double check, go right ahead. Morel does not have it. That's okay if the barbarian doesn't have it. Cool. So as you guys are making this front line, Sam and Sidney on both ends, and Morel shield raised, kind of awkward. The orc just starts barreling across your flank and running around. It takes 2 stride actions for him to get to Michael, but he does. As he does, he rolls to smash an axe into your face with an overhand right. Really fast. Does an 18 hit you, Michael?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Okay, hold on. I got to roll some damage.
Almost didn't.
All right, really fast. Odds are even, Michael.
Even.
Okay. So, as the orc rounds about from the front line and goes to smash, you can see it about to just slam in your face, clamor against your skull. You hear a voice, familiar voice, say, "Don't you dare!" And you look and you see Morel turning and staring at the orc with this look. As he looks at him, you can see his whole body start to glow purple and gold as he's just raging and saying, "I challenge you to piss me off." The orc is just saying, "Blood for blood." Throws the hammer or throws the axe into your skin. As the weapon comes down, a purple flower blooms out of your body and catches the blow of the axe. Now, the damage of the axe is not great. It's only 5 damage. However, Morel uses his Redeemer ability, the Glimpse of Redemption, or as I call it, the Penitent Stare, as he stares at this orc with rage, saying, "I dare you to do this," and gives you resistance to the damage equal to, so I'm going to find it in my notes entirely. Trying to find, you get 4 resistance, meaning the blade only does 1 damage as it slams into this purple flower. Only 1 point bleeds through into you.
Rufa swings over and looks over at Morel and does that bow, the thank you.
Morel head nods, but he looks as he's glowing purple and gold, he looks extremely peeved off at the orc, like this guy just got on his crap list. There's one more orc who is going to strike Sidney.
Of course.
Does a 14 hit you, Sidney?
If my AC is 14, what does that mean?
Meet to beat. If he rolled 14, that means he hits you.
Damn. Okay, he hits me.
As the kind of hammer axe slams into you, you can hear Morel shout with extreme anger. However, the blow is a glancing blow, only doing 4 damage.
Still not great.
Not great, no. With that, the orc is going to strike a second time with the other hand. Does a 16 hit you?
Yeah.
You're going to take another 6 damage. How badly hurt are you?
I might be dead.
Okay.
Hold up. Math. Oh, well,
Mhm.
I'm not dead yet.
Whew.
I'm
much-
not doing great.
What is your HP at right now?
4.
4. That's not bad at all. Okay. So
Not?
the orc takes 2 glancing strikes with these axes. The fear penalty has been put in. It's not very good. He's running away from Rufa as he does this. But that's the orc's turn. And Morel is looking at you and looking at this creature, and you can see Sidney as his skin is glowing golden purple. His eyes have this this ghostly holy effect of a blooming passion flower as his teeth just grit in rage. Next up, Sam, your go.
All right. She is Ichi heard Rufa get angry about the orcs interrupting his contract. And even though she's raging, she's so angry that these orcs have just ruined her tour stop.
Aw.
She hears him talk about the contract and sees the orcs rushing to injure him. And she thinks, wait, this guy knows about contracts. I don't want him to die. Maybe he could be my manager or something.
Yes!
So she decides it's very important that she kill this orc that's threatening her possible contract consultant. So she's going to go and try to kill that orc.
The one that attacked Rufa?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. One action run up to him, easy peasy, and one action to it. Oh, what was that? What?
Can I use, let me see if this is the right one, sudden charge, in which I can dash up to my foe and then make a strike as a single action?
Yes, you may. That is one action to run and attack. Go right ahead. Roll to hit.
All right. That is a 16 to hit.
All right. Is that with your strength bonus on top of that?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay. So that's including your strength bonus and your training in it?
Strength and proficiency, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that was
Okay.
a base 8 plus 8 to hit.
Oh, okay. Dope. You hit. Thank God. You hit. Roll damage.
All right.
Because my thing was like, oh man, if it's die phase 16, this might be a crit. Ooh, what?
So that is 14 damage.
14 damage. Sam, tell me the tale of how you killed your second orc.
Her ears perk up. She turns to run after this orc. And after she hears what Rufus says about the contract to the orc, she yells, "Well, this contract is binding." And
Yes. Where do you hit him with the hammer? Where do you just lay into him?
right in the butt.
Right in the I love it. So you're like, this contract is binding, and you pick up this hammer, you run through momentum, and with one fell swoop, you kick your leg, plant, turn, and throw your momentum through his lower spinal column, right above where the gluteus maximus minimus medius meets his quadratum. Basically, you hit him right there in the tailbone. You see his legs shoot from underneath him as his back just goes out, and he does a big flip in midair. He lands on his gut, and at this time, you realize you've shattered his spine, and he's just dead on the ground. So you
Ends with a flourish, kind of just like,
Nicely done. So you strut your stuff. Here's the crazy thing. That was one action. You have 2 actions left. What are you going to do with your 2 other actions?
With the flourish, I imagine she kind of like was left turned the other direction, kind of with her back turned to the orc, and sees Sidney's character getting it bad, and is like, "All right, next one." She'll move to the character and then take a strike. Move
Okay.
to the orc.
So one action to move. Second, the last action to strike. This will be a multiple attack penalty. So give me a -4 on the hit. I believe I'm doing that right.
Come on.
I think it's either 4 or 6. I think let's give it a 6 to be safe, because I know these are strength-based, non-agile finesse weapons. So -6.
-6. So that's 6.
6 total. Okay. So you
No. Sorry, I was saying numbers out loud to do math. It
Yes.
is my normal bonus is 8, so -6 is what you said, right?
That's correct.
So that means I got a 18 to hit.
That still hits. Roll damage.
Right.
Benjamin.
A 13.
13 damage. Oof. Okay, so you hit this guy hard, right in the gut, and you can see him kind of knocking back a bit, and he's kind of on a 3-point stance. His arms are shaky as he gets up, and then he just kind of like, you can see rage start to build in his face. He's like, fuck, or in Orcish, blood, and he collapses. He's not dead. He's unconscious.
And then I'll just say out, see now, here's an example where I wanted him to die and he hasn't yet. I didn't hit him hard enough. And for, the low price of coming to my seminar, I'll help you get that extra step to hit it. This was a teaching moment.
Really fast for shits and giggles. Either give me diplomacy or a performance check. While you're doing that, Shionibus, he's still alive. If you want to take this as your turn in combat, you can take this as your turn in combat, or you can leave him unconscious. It's up to you, Shionibus. Oh, you're muted.
Yep. We're going to finish him off because ain't nobody getting hostages. That's a hero point right there.
Uh-oh, Kylie. We have Kaylee back.
Uh-oh.
Sounds better.
I love when it speeds up like that.
That's kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
Also, thank you, Lady Altariel, probably butchering that, for your cheering. We appreciate the cheering. I think these heroes are going to need it. Well, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I think they're good at this point.
So that's a 2 to hit.
Well,
Oh, maybe they're going to need more
Even with the
cheering.
hero point.
Oh, no. Oh, we're going to need more cheering. Okay, so that's going to miss. I'm so sorry.
So, of course, she's just like, and is going to walk out of her hiding spot, take out her scimitar, do a little cool freaking twirl like Gwen does, and like grabbing the hilt and then just like finishing it.
All right, so it's the second strike you're going to be using to bash him on the head with a pommel.
Yeah.
All right, roll to hit. And while you're doing that, Sam, what is that performance or diplomacy check? Your choice.
A 16 for performance.
So you're doing this speech for the low price of some gold. I too will teach you how to be awesome, like I am. What your words. You see people running around going, "Oh, look at that! She almost killed that orc, but held. I should really take her classes on how to kick people's ass. But first, I have to run for my life." So the city's like, "Noted. Yes, we're gonna hire you if we survive." Shionibus, what is that hit roll?
4 for damage.
All right. What was the roll to hit? Sorry, I didn't hear the roll to hit.
Oh, hold on. That's a 15.
Oh, that's gonna hit. Easy peasy. 4 for damage?
Yeah.
All right. So, Kylie, you're no longer robotic. You walk up, you pull your scimitar out, you're going to palm strike this person. Tell me the tale, Kylie.
See, I just imagine it's like a real quick thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is Kaylee back?
Oh, look, she's gone now.
A little bit.
For like a second.
Okay. We were doing so well, and then all of a sudden she decided to come back.
Like what even?
So, right? So it's gonna be like kind of a quick thing where she's just like, I'm so over this stupid war. Why can't these people just leave these other people alone? I don't get it. And then just like I like properly separating the head from the rest of the body.
All right. So you take your pommel strike, I should say, sorry, and you hit them right here in that spot where the base of the skull meets the spine. And you hit them so hard that you can actually feel it indent. The head goes limp. You have separated the base of the skull from the base of the spine. He dies. An immediate and ironically painless death. Now, combat is done for now. However, the city is still under siege. Woodwart's Hera and Antigone say, sweep out, we'll meet you in the center square. They're gone, beating orcs to death left and right. You see them taking the licks just as good as they're giving them. I need everyone to roll for me an attack roll or a medicine check or whatever one roll you want to encompass you fighting back the never-ending horde of orcs. Yes, Michael.
Really quick, so the orcs on the griffins, they're gone now too, right?
The orc and the griffin is just circling around.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a minute. I just want those attack rolls or skill rolls to signify you fighting through the city.
So I got an idea for those guys.
I got an 18 medicine check.
18 medicine check. I assume you're healing as you go, making sure everyone's safe and okay, Sidney?
Yes. At some point, I'd also like to heal myself. But yes, I healed many others.
I will allow you to use a medicine check to also heal yourself. You can spend up to 2 actions to heal yourself. Sam, what is your one roll? Attack or skill?
Doing attack roll, and it's 23.
Oh, yeah, totally. Shionibus, how about you?
Attack for a 21.
Hell yeah. Michael, how about you?
Attack for a dirty 20. And actually, I got an idea if Sam's up for it.
Oh.
It's a tag team move.
Ooh, I love tag team move. Discuss amongst yourselves. How do you want to tag team this move?
Cause remember those seesaws that we play around as a kid?
Oh god.
I was thinking you on one end, Rufa kind of goes on top of a roof. That circling griffin, boop, shoo, bonk.
Strange question. How heavy is Rufa?
He has the weight of an average human.
DM, logistically, would this work with this rock dwarf's rocky?
He's jumping from a house, so he's jumping down from a house, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So if you try to grab your lucha friend and throw her, you're gonna be throwing her at 10 feet less than it would because she's got a low center of gravity as per her racial bonus. If she throws you, it's gonna be astronomically easier.
Oh, it's not. I'm not throwing her. It's a seesaw. Like we're looking at a wagon seesaw thing where I'm going to jump on one end. It's gonna, with the leverage of it, will launch her up.
Oh.
I mean, I'm down for that. If you guys want to try that, that means I will need. So if we have her attack roll, I will need an athletics attack roll. I'm sorry, an athletics skill check from you, Rufa.
Okay. $21.
Okay. So first off, Sidney, how much do you heal yourself for?
Wait, what?
How much do you heal yourself for? I gave you up to 2 actions to cast heal on yourself.
Oh, I am up now to 14 health.
Perfect. Okay. So here's a story of what happens. Please wait for it to be over, and I'll let you know when we go from there. So, curtain opens. The city of Methuen is now under the heavy guise of war. The fires created a haze, the likes of which has given a whole new lighting, a darker, smokier lighting to the theater that is absolute destruction of life. After you have just opened up the Act 1, with your own violence, telling the story of defying this unending horde, their right to murder you for whatever bloodshed has occurred to them, you push through and separate it as a two-prong attack. On one end of the city, you have Hera, Antigone, Woodward, and Mush, giving just as good as they get through an entire swath, an entire unit of orcs moving against the tide like fish swimming upstream, begging for their chance to live. As you start moving through on your side, Sidney starts to heal herself. Alona starts to heal herself, and along the way, taking care of the wounded, falling by the wayside, like detritus off a falling castle battle mount. Brick by brick, body by body, she is saving lost and shattered lives in the minute and the fraction of seconds it takes. Morel is putting up his shield and taking the charge, punching and shield bashing every orc he can. And as he does, he keeps screaming, by the name of Aphra, you are today forgiven. Screaming these prayers of redemption and second chances. Meanwhile, under his shield arm, about the size of his flank and thigh, there is a woman of Azmokan. Her mask, a skull, the great-granddaughter of the greatest peace ever known, the greatest peacemaker ever to be, hikes up her hammer and starts swinging for kneecaps and jawbones as she starts declaring her family's name, her family's honor, and that in the face of all chaos and death, she will not blink into that great abyss. To their right flank, an elven woman, 2,000 some years older than everyone in the city could ever know, is picking her targets with the amount of life, dedication, and painful existence that she has struggled through behind each pull of that string. And that arrow takes its target, inch by bloody orcish inch, as they feel with each pull the weight of the tree that died in the sands of Tezuku and Nubia. And as she's marching through them, in the back with a chain whipping and a taunt ready, words sharper than his chain axe, or chain whip, but no whit sharper than them combined. He takes orcs out one by one. Suddenly, he points to the rock dwarf. He then gets a leverage point, chains up really fast. They 1, 2, she goes flying skidoo right in the air. As the griffin flies around, she reaches up with as much effort as she can. She's not going as high as she wants to. She clips that wing with the sound of a dry bone snapping against a rock. And she starts plummeting back to the ground going, I've done my job. She is caught by the unending hordes of orcs, who then immediately regret putting hands on the dwarf as she breaks their joints, shatters their limbs, and suplexes at least 20 of them. Welcome to Suplex City. La Pacifica is the mayoress, and she's asking for an open census. Eventually, as she's taking the heads of Suplex City one by one to the stone earth of Methuen, you finally meet in the center where your journey in Methuen began. The arena is still cluttered with the unconscious bodies of the people she defeated, resting peacefully, unaware of the bloodbath that is bestowed upon them, around them. And in this moment, the griffin doubles back around, its one wing brutally injured, its flight turning into a slow, descending glide. And then suddenly, as the heroes now reconvene the dead center, Hera, Antigone, Woodward, Mush, Rufa, Morel, Shionibus, Ilona, and La Posibilidad. They stand up, shoulder to shoulder, weapons raised, ready for a griffin, the likes of which a dragon might call brother. And then a sound occurs, a sound in the back of the griffin. You hear a woman cry in the rich words of Tezuku. and orcs fly off the back of this griffin, slaughtered from what you can tell by the strikes of an errant blade. And suddenly, this tall, proud black woman of Tezuku, wearing the armor of her people, takes her sword, puts one foot on the back of the griffin, spins the blade, stabs the beast in the head, and rides this massive griffin to the ground as the bird beast dies, slams into the ground. She rides it like a board until it comes colliding to a final stop. As the beast slowly dies, squawks one more time in defiance and faints. The woman throws her long braided black hair over her shoulder, sheathes her sword, finds the woman who's doing commentary during the match, grabs her in an arm around the neck, and gives her a deep, passionate kiss. As she then throws her off and says, "If you want round 2, I'm going nowhere anytime soon. Come find me." And then she looks at everyone else and she says, "So sorry I'm late. Is the war still here?" And with that, we're going to end episode 17. Episode 17 of Edge of Legend. I want to give a big, big shout out to so many people. First and foremost, thank you, Sam. Today was your first episode of what I hope is Legion. I hope you had an amazing time. Did you have a good time, Sam?
Yes, fantastic. Thank you guys for having me so much. I had so much fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much. When we come back, we're going to find out who that amazing black warrior of Tezuka was, and she makes that with a very beautiful woman. And we'll go on to that details later. But also, we're going to do a quick exit tro and then do some more shout outs. So please, starting us off, Sidney, tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hi. So, Sidney Rubino. I played Alona. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Sidney Rubino. You can also find me on YouTube at Sidney Rubino. Every Tuesday, I read fairy tales to friends, children, dogs, whoever really wants to listen. And in October, I'm actually diving into Grimm's fairy tales, and I'm very excited for that. So if you want stories read to you, check out my YouTube. Other than that, just be my friend.
All right. Thank you very much, Sidney. Sorry, I was putting the chat for anyone there in the chat to please tell us who to raid when we're done. Please go check out Sidney. She has amazing stories, and she has this amazing headdress. If you haven't seen it, it's breathtaking. Go check it out. Next up, please, Michael Powell. Mr. Michael Powell, tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet. Oh, she's putting it on. Look at it go.
It's me. Hi.
That's awesome. But as PJ said, I'm Michael Powell. My social media is pretty much all at Mr. Kapao. That's MRKAPAO. Or my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Michael Powell Does Stuff, because I do a lot of stuff, such as my new YouTube channel called Fantastic Tales of Adventure. And I also host a toy and nostalgia show on Thursdays at, I believe, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Toyzilla Network here on Twitch.
Awesome. All right. Kylie, tell us who you are and where we can find you in that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello, I am Kylie, or Kai. It really does not matter to me. I played Shionbus, the Elven Ranger, tonight, and foreseeably until something tragic happens and she's no longer around. You can find me on... Oh, yes, PJ, I'm looking at you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Nope.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all Kai's Wonderful Life. Twitter, it's a little different. Don't add the S for Kai, and it's only one L for Wonderful Life. October, second week of October, first week of October, something like that. Not this week, next week, I will be going to Evermore Park there in Pleasant Grove, Utah, to experience their Halloween season called Lore. It's supposed to be a ton of fun. So if you're in the area, please come check it out and come say hi.
Absolutely. And Sam, your first episode, so you get to close it before I do. Sam, tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sam Sterling, and I played Ichi Papakui, or La Pacifica Dorita. Yes, everyone has to remember all of that. You can find me on Twitter if you want to hear my useless thoughts at Hey Sam Sterling. Same username for Instagram if you want to see my random fantasy costumes I make occasionally. And if you're on TikTok, same username, Hey Sam Sterling. And I'm pretty into the bi pirate TikTok scene right now. So like come join me for that. It's good stuff, right?
Absolutely. I was talking with all my friends here on the show, and after doing an episode of At the Table where we realized the Swashbuckler was an amazing class, I don't know when, I don't know what. It's amazing. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I am definitely down for running a bi-pirate or a pirates one-shot for charity with everyone here being a Swashbuckler, bi-pirate, or pirate. When, how, I don't know. But when that day comes, we'll make a big announcement because that's too awesome not to do. That being said, my name is PJ Megaw. I am the GM of Edge of Legends. When I'm not here Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, doing this awesome show with these amazing people, I am also doing At the Table Tuesdays with my man, Mr. Michael Powell. And as we discuss the amazing books that come out from Paizo and any other TTRPG, we build characters right there with you in the chat. We also talk about all the fun stuff of character building and learn a lot of these amazing products like how amazing swashbucklers are. Oh my god. For the month of October, we're doing a Halloween special. So like it's going to be Witch and Oracle, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of spoopy stuff. Speaking of spoopy in October, starting next week and for the entire run of October, we're doing Halloween one-shots. That's right. Everyone here, and including some special guests you may not have seen before, are going to be joining us for the Nightmare of Daltonshire. Tune in to find out if the Order of the Compass Rose, having made a deal with the Pathfinder Society from across the time dimension, can learn enough about this secret city. Can they survive the secret city? And can they survive the gods that have been kept a secret from this world since its very creation? Tune in to find out if madness kills them or if they can survive it from next week on to the end of October. And that being said, every Friday I'm doing Secret with live action roleplay. On October 23rd, I'm helping out my friends at MB Stages. If you want me to roleplay a game for you, if you want me to GM a game for you, hit up MB Stages. I'm actually donating my Friday night on the October 23rd to DM a game for MB Stages charity. Hit them up. They do a live event like once a month or twice a week. I don't know. I'll be your GM. We'll have beer. We'll play games. It'll be great. With that being said, yeah, thank you so much. Sam, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, thank you. We'll see you next week for the spoopy month of Halloween. And now all the amazing shout outs to the fans. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Mahooch, for calling everyone Edgeheads. I wish Edge from the WWE didn't already call his fan Edgeheads because I want so badly to use the word Edgeheads.
I'd like to thank Eden Lancer for subscribing to us.
Yes, thank you so much, Eden Lancer, for your subscription. We 1,000% appreciate it.
Heck yeah. And also TriggerChan89. Hi. I like you. Hi, friend. Yay.
If anyone else has any shout outs, also big shout out to Keyword Calamity for all those amazing cheers you gave us. Thank you so much. Hopefully we can cheer these heroes on to their ultimate victory.
And I'm also just saying, it's not always a deal with the devil with Rufa. Just saying.
Literally, when you said, I want him to be my new manager, I freaking called that in my brain as soon as the contract was brought out. I was like, Rufa's good with Rufa could. I see how this is working now. And yeah.
I mean, we did do a tag team move.
You guys have good synergy. Also, huge shout out to Reap Psyche. Thank you so much for the cheers. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate it.
And
don't forget.
Go ahead.
Witch and Heathen, they're putting out their Halloween candles. They're so amazing.
Oh, crap.
Literally my favorite candles.
Yes, absolutely.
So go check them out.
Yes, absolutely. Go and support our friend Ian, always a loved member of the show. He couldn't make it tonight, but he and his partner have a company called Witch and Heathen. They make candles and amazing stuff. I just saw they have a Middle Earth collection. So if you want to really get your like Lord of the Rings nerd love on with candles and cool stuff, go check that out. That's astounding.
Yes. Also.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna. You want to?
No, you go for it.
I was just gonna thank Reef Psyche and Lady RL for that full 100 cheer.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lady Altarel. Really appreciate it. Oh my God.
Oh, and if anybody out there who wants to watches at the table, we're gonna be finishing up the advanced players guide classes soon. If there's anything you want us to talk about in the future, please let us know in our Discord, which, you know what, I'm going to drop the link at.
Yes, please. If you guys want to chat up with not only us, the players and GMs and everyone else in the show, you guys can talk together about what you saw. You guys can put up memes. You guys can just discuss fan theories. And as we grow as a station, or as we grow as a channel, and we can add more subscription benefits, we're going to have some really fun surprises in Discord. So keep your eyes out for that as well. Oh, man, this was a fun one. Sam, I'm so glad to have you on board. Hope you had a good first episode. I'm looking for... I have some fun, horrible surprises for you come episode 18, by the way. So I'm looking forward to that. Without any further ado, I guess we'll see you same Nat time, same Nat channel here at Nat 20 Productions next Wednesday. Love you so much, guys.
Bye.